All right, so here's what's going to happen on this presentation. Very, very quickly, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm going to quiet down here in a minute or two. I'm going to hand the controls over to Jack, and Jack's going to come on, and he's going to wow you and dazzle you with some really cool stuff that Jack and I have been working on together. If you don't know who Jack Mize is, then you are lucky to find out today. If you already know who he is, then of course you know what you're going to be entitled to learn today and be very pleasantly surprised with some of this new strategies. Jack is, in my opinion, one of the, if not most foremost experts on offline marketing. He is one of the few guys that I know that has lots of clients, that he doesn't just go out there and get a couple clients and then use that as a springboard to sell products to internet marketers, right? This guy does offline marketing more than anybody I know. He works more with local businesses more than anyone I know. And beyond all that, he doesn't even do a whole lot of selling and going out there and selling big package courses in internet marketing. He does a hell of a lot of training, though, and it's helped a lot of people make a lot of money. That's really awesome. So Jack came to me with an idea that him and his students had been playing with a while ago. And he says, what do you think about this, Jason? Could we work together on this and take it to the next level? And I said, well, Jack, I respect you very much. I think the idea that you have is phenomenal. So let's see what we can do to work this out together. So flash forward to now. It's all here. It's all ready to go. And I am going to be supplementing what Jack's saying by typing into the questions box, and Jack is going to be doing the presentation. And our combination 1-2 punch here, I will guarantee you, will empower you in a new and unique way that you have probably never even thought of before, to go out there and start making money very quickly, regardless of who you are or where you are. So with that said, Jack Mize, can we do a quick sound check so we can dive into this thing?
You got it. Testing 1, 2, 3. Everybody hear me okay?
So if you can hear Jack and everything is good on that end, please let us know. And so many people here. We're going to break GoToWebinar. I think we're going to fill this bad boy up before the day's over. Cool. All right. So Jack, you're a little bit quiet compared to me, but that's okay. I will get out of the way, and you go ahead and take it over, Jack.
All right, very good. And like Jason said, he's going to be man of the controls, which may be dangerous. And I'm going to warn you real quick, I am terrible at multitasking, so I'm going to focus on the presentation, but we definitely will do a Q&A to answer any questions. But I'm going to go through this presentation, and I'm going to go fast, so be ready, have your notepad and pads and pencils out for sure. All right, so the QR control. Real quickly, on this webinar, I am going to share with you a strategy using a brand new piece of technology. This is an approach that I've had beta testers that have gone through and tested this over the last few weeks and a few months, even half-heartedly applied, because they haven't even had all the benefits of everything that I'm about to even give you here. So, but even what they have applied has resulted in several checks from $450, $500, $1,000 and more. And I've got to say that in my own opinion and my honest evaluation of this strategy and being out there and doing this, this has got to be one of the easiest and quickest ways to work with local businesses that I've come across since I've started doing this. So this is really, really exciting. So first of all, I'm going to make you a promise here, and this is a big promise, but by the end of this presentation, you're going to be able to call yourself a local marketing expert. Now, I know that's a big promise, but let me give you my definition, the criteria that I use to define an expert. An expert is not someone that knows everything. Right? You don't have to know everything to be an expert. A lot of people put that obstacle in front of themselves. My criteria, there's two of them. One, that you know more than your prospects, all right? And you'll definitely have that by the end of this presentation. And a lot of you probably are already at that point right now. And you have to be able to help your prospect. Those are the two things, and that's one of the most important parts. Know more than your prospects, and you're able to help your prospects. Does that sound good? Everybody have that down as far as what our goals are at the end of this? All right, fantastic. So, like Jason said, we are also going to be giving away $100 to 5 lucky folks that pay careful attention. That's why I say get out your pads and pens, your notepad, whatever you take notes with, because you're going to get a lot of really actionable content here. But also, you want to have that ready for this contest. So here's how the contest is going to work. Let me run through that real quickly. Through the call, we're going to hide numbers on the slides within this presentation. All right, the numbers are going to be right here. You got that? Make sure that you know where these numbers are going to look and be, and you'll know to pay attention. Now, here's the other part of this, is that these numbers are going to show up at random times. And we are going to make no mention of them aloud. In fact, this is going to be the last time I'm even going to mention these numbers or the contest. Now, there's going to be 6 of them that are going to show up, and you must write them down in order. All right, you write those numbers down in order, and then what's going to happen is at the end of the presentation, we're going to show you where to enter these numbers. And then we're going to draw 5 winners, but you have to be present here to claim your prize. You need to be here when we draw those winners to claim your prize. And there's going to be 5 winners, $100 each. All right, so let's talk about the moving parts of this opportunity. We're going to tap into a solution to a major problem. And it really boils down to that businesses are and have been flushing money down the toilet, and they've just come to accept it as part of doing business. But we're going to present it to people and businesses who instantly get it. All right, they're going to get this. This isn't going to have to be something you have to explain to them. This isn't going to be something you have to convince them that's cool or dazzle them. They're going to get it very, very quickly. So there's no convincing or really closing prospects on this method. And we're going to offer it in a unique way that has never been seen before. And your clients are frankly going to think you're a genius for this. All right, so more specifically, we're going to sell a certain type of mobile marketing strategy that up until now has been completely ignored by both local businesses and consultants. And the best part about this is prospects are hiding in plain sight. This is not about having to search out these high dollar lawyers, attorneys, cosmetic dentists, any of that. These people are all within reach. You could probably walk out your front door right now and then throw a rock and hit 10 prospects. So that's what the beauty of this is. But first, I have to do something that I don't necessarily enjoy all that much. This is me. I was told that I need a picture that makes me look smart, so this is what I could come up with. All right, but before we get into all this training, you have to indulge me with the obligatory, who am I and why should you listen to me? And I'm going to tell you right now, I absolutely hate these, all right? But first, who and why? Well, I've done offline local marketing before it was cool, and actually before I even knew that it was be called offline marketing. I've worked with local businesses since 2003. And, frankly, my information is in high demand. I've been paid upwards of $20,000 for coaching and mentoring from local businesses. I also train local consultants, but I have many local businesses that hire me for coaching and mentoring. I've worked both deep and wide. And what I mean by that is I've done local online marketing for real estate, sports teams, personal fitness, education, finance, legal, mortgage, medical, charities, and even court-ordered classes. And even the big gurus, they seem to really like my stuff. My webinars have been hosted by guys like Michael Same, Russell Brunson, and I've shared the stage with guys like Ryan Dice. And I've always been spoke on local, very specifically for my knowledge and expertise around local marketing. All right, enough about me. Got that out of the way. Are you ready to dive in? Well, here we go. So here's what this is. This is a unique marketing strategy that starts with a simple QR code. Okay? Now, if you know what a QR code is, then what I need you to do is kind of open your mind. I need you to kind of get away any preconceived notions about QR codes or what you think about QR codes. And I'll tell you right now, quite frankly, if you would have talked to me about QR codes a year and a half ago, I would have told you how much I thought they were overhyped and not quite there that you could actually provide a return on investment for a local business strictly with QR codes. But I will tell you right now, I'm here to tell you emphatically that has changed, and it's changed in a big way. And even after this presentation, you're going to probably look around, and as you start walking through your local community, you walk through the stores, you're going to start noticing QR codes everywhere. All right, but if you're not quite sure what a QR code is, that's fine, because you're about to become very knowledgeable about it to where you can quickly explain and educate others around QR codes. Essentially, here's the very technical version of what a QR code is. It stands for quick response. Smartphones can scan them, and when they're scanned, stuff happens. All right? Hopefully that wasn't too technical, but what I'm going to do is let's just see how these work in action. And let's check this out. All right. Can everybody see that? Can everybody see that that beautiful picture of a phone? All right. Well, here's the thing. It's not really a picture of a phone. This is actually my phone that you're looking at, real time. No images or anything like that. In fact, can everybody see me? Hey, everybody say hi. Beautiful. You know, my wife made me clean up because I was going to show on camera. All right. So this is a QR scanner that you're actually looking at me through. I tap that QR scanner that's on my phone, and what I'm going to do is I want to show you some examples of QR codes, and especially how they can be used right here. So first of all, I want to take a look at this. This is actually like would be a table tent. This is for a bowling campaign, and as you can see, this is a scan to win a night, a free night of bowling. All right, and what can happen is when I go in to scan this QR code, like a patron would do, what will happen is they can win a prize. The way that we have this set up. Hold on, I got my light shining on this. Hold on, Can everybody read that? That's a free night of bowling. And
boy, Jack, you weren't lying when you said you have trouble multitasking. Talking and
multitasking.
presenting and scanning a QR code at the same time.
I know. I'm like, whoops, I didn't mean for that to happen just there. Okay, but anyway, so what happens is, congratulations, you're a winner. So what happened is they scan the code to win the free night of bowling, and it pops up there. But as you'll see later, they can scan it again, and it won't be a winner. It'll be there to capture their information. Sorry, you aren't the big winner, but if you enter your information, we'll still give you a free game of bowling. But that's what happens. It's a quick contest to win for just scanning a QR code. But it's very, very powerful. Let me run through something else here and make sure my light, everybody see. That's my QR code scanner, QR code reader right there on the phone. And when I press this, so this right here is a refrigerator magnet. We're going to be talking more about refrigerator magnets. This one is, let it scan me on Mondays for this week's special. I want you guys to think about that, how powerful that, whoops, there we go again, sorry. So when it scans, it takes them to an offer. Buy one pizza, get a second pizza of equal value free. Order now, and you'll see there's a phone number right there that they can easily just click on that to call and make their order. But what I want to let you know, and hopefully I'm not sure if I can get back to where it won't scan, but I bet if I get it over there to where I don't let you see the QR code, it'll be much easier. All right, so this is Scan on Mondays. Think about the power of this. We're going to talk about this, how powerful that is. It's one QR code on a refrigerator magnet. How many of you have pizza guys that go around once a week putting new flyers and new coupons on your door? All right, I want you to just think about that for just a second, and we're going to be talking about that more, but I want to let that sink in. But QR codes can go on just about it can go just about anything. I want you to take a look here. Now, this is going to be a tough one. I don't know if I've ever scanned myself. I got a QR code right here on my shirt. All right, let's see. Can I actually get that scanned here? Let's see. It'd probably be easier for other people to scan it than me. Get it right there. I'm looking at it upside down and backwards. Jason, navigate me. I'm seeing it here.
Jack, I warned you not to scan the shirt.
You warned me not to scan it. Yeah, well, it'd be easier if I didn't have the shirt on, but I don't think that's going to be allowed on a live webinar where I can't. I need to scan it right I need to be able to scan it right in front of me. I'm terrible at multitasking. I'm also terrible at holding things upside down, and who knows what you're looking at. All right, guys, I'm signing off of here for right now. So let's go back really quick. All right, so you saw a QR code in action, and I'm going to tell you next time I'd have to have a shirt that I'm not wearing. But there again, Jason said I had to absolutely wear a shirt during the presentation, so that's fine. All right, here's the deal. Local businesses are getting it. You're seeing QR codes everywhere, all right? QR codes, national companies have been putting QR codes on their marketing for a few years now, but now business is catching on. But you see them on posters, you see them on table tents in restaurants, you see them in your coupon mailers. How many of you get Valpaks to your house? You know how much business spend on Valpak? If you know if you work with a business and you know what they spend on Valpak, put it there in the question box. Because I want folks to know, not just hear it from me, how much businesses spend on this. But then you think about how often you open Valpak. You know what I think Valpak's tagline should be? Their tagline should be, here, you throw this away. Because I don't know who takes the time to go through those hundreds of different coupons. Actually, I do. I saw a TV show on the reality show where the people spend 4 months collecting coupons to save $49 at the grocery store. But I guess there's somebody out there for all of it. But businesses spend a ton of money on this stuff. I want you to look at this, and I really want you to start paying attention to where you're seeing QR codes. This was a guy in this little cigar shop, and I mean, when I say little, I'm talking about it was just a room, a table, a light, a bunch of tobacco leaves, and he was rolling custom cigars. And what did he have right there in the window? His QR code. That right there, I'm starting to see this. I'm taking pictures of all these things. Every time I see a QR code, I take a picture, and I just can't believe where they are popping up. People are getting it. Businesses are getting it. But there's a problem, all right? And the problem is that QR codes are unique. They're as unique as your fingerprint, all right? So, because data is embedded in all of those little ink blots, right? And they're static. What does that mean? It means once that QR code is printed, the data that is embedded in that QR code cannot be changed. The data in the QR code cannot be changed. And that's a very important point because that is one of the big obstacles that people have been living with unnecessarily with QR codes, right? So you see QR codes all over the place. I've seen them on the back of dump trucks. I see them on billboards. And you really have to wonder what it takes to change that offer. And why would you change offer? Because when there are coupons, coupons expire. Think about how much businesses spend on printing coupons. They're laying around. How many coupons do you have on your refrigerator right now? How many coupons do you have laying around your house? As soon as that expiration date hits, you know what that is? It is lost budget. That money is no longer any good. The printing is no longer good. The trees are gone. The paper's gone. The coupon has expired. And this is just something that businesses accept as a part of their advertising. All right? Events come and go. You have flyers that come to your house that let you know about events that are coming up. When that event comes up and it's over, it's gone. That marketing is stale. It's gone. It's not recyclable. Menus change. Whenever any of this stuff happens, the marketing has to change, and the QR codes are changed. But I want you to think about this. Even take QR codes out of the equation. This is what I mean by it's just accepted as a cost of doing business. The waste of marketing going stale is just accepted. People understand when they send out coupons, they print a coupon, they send it out. It has a life cycle, and it's not a very long one. And when that coupon is expired or the offer is over, they're paying the next month to have a new one printed. Well, it goes doubly so when you're dealing with QR codes. Most businesses that put QR codes on, they're seeing that it's going beyond novelty. They're seeing that they're actually getting return on this, but they're having to reprint. It's just another form of print marketing, of offline print marketing. And that right there is one of the most unnecessary obstacles that they have to go through, and that's what we're going to fix. All right? And here's really where a magic question is. And I want you guys to write this down because this is going to be very, very important. And you're going to see some incredible reactions when you ask a business this question. If I could show you how to change the message on your coupons, flyers, mailers, print ads after they are printed and in the hands of your prospects, would there be any reason that you wouldn't want to hear about that? I want to let that sink in for just a second, and I want you to really think about that. You could even ask a business the question in this way: How do you change the message on your offers? How do you change the message on your coupons after they've already been printed and delivered to your prospects? What kind of a reaction do you think that you would get? I know the reaction that I get. That's why I love that question. I encourage you to write that down and ask it. All right? Let's ask another magic question. And I want you to make them say no. So many people, when they think about helping local businesses and providing services to local businesses, their biggest fear is a no. Their biggest fear is to get a no. Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to make them say no. I want you to go after the no with a vengeance. And this is how you do it. If I could show you a way to get your current customers to spend more, come back more often, and recommend you to their friends and even strangers, would there be any reason that you wouldn't want to hear about that? I want you to think about how powerful that question is. Because in order for them to say yes to that question, they're going to have to come up with a whopper of an excuse. If they want to think about what they would have to come up with to say, yes, I do have a reason why I don't want more customers and I don't want more money and I don't want anyone to recommend me. I would love to hear that one. So if you're afraid of no's, write this down. This is where you're going to get a no that you're going to love. All right? So that's what the magic questions you ask a business. But I want to take you right now to the opportunity. The opportunity is when you can show a business how they can change that offer. They can change the message on the coupons, their flyers, their print ads. Think about how many businesses, how many refrigerator magnets do you have on your refrigerator? How many flyers, coupons, messages do you have on your refrigerator that are being held up by a magnet? If you can show a business and say, how would you like it if I could show you how you could change that message on your coupons, flyers, menus, print ads, mailers, anytime you wanted, in a matter of seconds, on hundreds and even thousands of local consumers and prospects, refrigerators, in their house. You can do this in thousands of households in your area, even on autopilot. How powerful do you think that opportunity would be? How powerful do you think that offer and that service will be? Because that's exactly what you're thinking is exactly how powerful it is. It is one of the most incredible and powerful messages and questions that you can ask and deliver to a business. All right. So here's how it works. It's, QR control. You can show them how to use the same QR code, but have a different offer whenever someone scans, and you have so much flexibility and control over that. All right, the QR code is embedded with your dynamic link. All right, and I want you to think about that and write that down. It's embedded with your dynamic link. All right, and your offer management system controls where the prospect is sent upon scanning. So I want you to think about this for 1 second. I want you to get out of your mind that this is about QR codes. QR codes just happen to be the vehicle we're talking about. The real opportunity, the real power, and the real magic happens behind the QR codes. It happens with your ability to control where that person's scanning is delivered to at any time. Anytime they scan that without touching the actual material that the QR code is printed on. All right, so think about that refrigerator magnet. Scan every Monday for a new weekly special that's sitting on someone's refrigerator. All right, again, I asked you before, how many times, at least 2 or 3 times a week, there are people, pizza places send people on foot walking through my neighborhood to put this week's coupons and specials on our doors. All right, this is where QR control. How about deliver 1 refrigerator magnet, and this week when they scan it, they get 1 offer. Next week when they scan it, they get another offer. The next week, a different. The next week, a different, and on and on and on. That can all be controlled with your own your offer management system. All right, this is where the fun begins, folks. All right, businesses, I'm showing this to a business that is already spending money on non-recyclable advertising. Can I tell you what percentage of businesses are already spending money on non-recyclable advertising? I would be willing to bet that it's close to 100%. 100% of businesses are spending money on non-recyclable advertising. And the beauty of the QR code is that it takes offline marketing, meaning print ads, all the traditional marketing, print ads, postcards, mailers, all that, and it brings that offline prospect to online messages. You can only fit so much information on a postcard, only so much information on an 8th-page ad in a newspaper. But when you could deliver that person online, you've just taken that 8th-page ad and turned it into the opportunity to deliver a library's worth of information. A library's worth of information that can be delivered in bite-sized chunks, week after week, month after month, year after year. All right? This captures a business's attention immediately, and it works, and it is so fast. When I say you don't have to convince a business, you don't have to. This isn't about like, hey, you got to have this new cool website, or you have to have this new cool way to do a Facebook page. All right, because there you're not connecting the dots. You must connect the dots between what you're selling and how that brings a business customers. Most consultants fail to connect the dots. They end with, push this button, isn't that cool? Businesses don't want cool. Businesses want customers. This right here is a very fast and efficient and quick way to connect the dots immediately from here's what I'm selling to how it delivers you more business. All right, so let me run through the QR control blueprint really quickly here. It's a few steps, and you follow these steps, and you'll be astonished at how quickly you can make the sales. I'm talking about several a week. This is just a really incredible system. But the fact is you have to make the commitment. It's not going to do it itself. You have to make the commitment and take the action to get the results. But let's run through it. So let's talk about step 1. All right, step 1 is you can decide to go wide or you can decide to go deep. And what exactly does that mean? Well, when you go wide versus deep, what you're doing is you can go from different types of businesses. So you can look around your community, and you may see a pizza place here, a daycare there, a real estate agent here, a salon here. Now, let me quickly tell you, and so you are able to quickly assess and figure out how businesses can use this. Pizza place, you already saw that. Weekly special, scan it every week, a different weekly special with 1 refrigerator magnet that doesn't change. Here's what we're doing with daycares. If any of you have kids in that age group, that daycare age group, then you probably walk into the daycare, and on the counter every week is a stack of flyers of here's what our lunch menu is this week, and here's what our field trip and activities are this week. All right? Think about a refrigerator magnet that just goes on the parent's refrigerator. Because I don't know if you realize, or if you have parents, how many of you picked a daycare or really swayed to a daycare that has some technology with, maybe cameras or some way that you can watch your kids on the internet, or you're able to do some things like that. Well, this really takes it very simply into that level. What about daycare where you can just look on your refrigerator anytime, scan it, and see what the lunch menu is this week? You scan it, you see what the activities are this week. There's daycares that even choose to perhaps to make this a upsell, an additional cost if parents want the refrigerator magnets, or they include it whenever a new child enrolls, but if a parent needs another one, they lose it, they want duplicates, they sell them, they pay for themselves. But this right here is an incredible benefit. And just what they save on printing those things week after week, and the time and the man hours that it takes, that it can all be changed in a matter of minutes when you're using the QR control system. Real estate agents, you think about when real estate agents, property managers, QR codes on signs for houses to quickly deliver someone from a sign to a virtual tour online, to more information about that house. And before, where you had that QR code that went directly to that listing, guess what? When the house sold, that QR code was no good anymore. It was stale. It's over. You had to make another one. Not anymore, not with the QR slip offer management system. So salons, the same way. Imagine having a QR code that people can scan to get a new deal, to figure out what this week's special is, whether it's a nail salon, a hair salon, massage, anything, but also give the opportunity for those people to forward that on to their friends, to share this with others. Incredibly powerful. So that's going wide. Now, when you go deep, you can also become a specialist in just pizza places. Think about how many pizza places are in your area. And I want you to think about it. If you've ever looked at helping local businesses, you've probably had blinders on with that. Your only opportunity with local businesses is to get them on the front page of Google. Well, guess what? The whole idea that you can only work with one or two businesses in an area so you don't cannibalize the results of that finite front page of Google is gone. That is eliminated. You could sign up every pizza place in town without any worries of cannibalizing that finite front page of Google. There is no limit to who you can work with. You can sign up every restaurant, every business on Main Street and not worry about overlapping or cannibalizing each other's results. All right, so that's what wide or deep is. You can go and help any types of business, or you can really specialize in one or two niches. So step 2, create spec codes. This is one of the most powerful part of this system, is creating a spec code, which means you create something to show them ahead of time. Showing is far more powerful than telling. All right, and this is an absolute must. When you demonstrate and you show a business how this works, it is incredibly powerful. You can show them a magnet. You can put together something very, very quickly and demonstrate them. Let them demonstrate and see how that offer changes. All right, step 3 is you give and you educate. What I mean by that is I want you to not think of yourself as a salesperson, right? You're not selling. I want you to think of yourself as an educator. You're going to educate businesses. And that's the beauty of this. This isn't something most of them have seen before. And you're not showing them something new, like, here, try this new thing. Businesses don't like trying new things. You're showing them how to take what they're already doing, money that they've been spending for years and years and years on traditional marketing, and you're showing them how to do it even better. You're showing them how to do it much better. But when you educate a business and you position yourself as an advocate for their success, here's what happens. When a business feels you're an advocate for your success, they give you the title of expert. You don't even have to call yourself an expert. The business will give you that title because you've educated them, and they feel that you're genuinely concerned and you're an advocate for their success. And you do that by giving them simple reports on, here's what a QR code is, here's how a QR code works, and here's the powers, the benefits of QR codes, and how businesses, the limitations, the way QR codes are currently. All right, so when you give and educate, what happens is if a business says no, which you're not really giving them something to say no to when you give and educate, but if a business doesn't get it, or they're in a hurry and who knows what's going on in their life, but you give them that stuff to educate and give them their Spec QR code. Give them a QR code that has their business information on it, a QR code that you created for them that leads a prospect to their website. That's the puppy close. What does that mean? It means just like at the pet store when they want to get rid of a puppy. They say, well, here, take it home overnight and see how you like it. Well, you know what happens. The family, the kids love it. Everybody cries, and they keep the puppy. All right, so if they say no, you give them the puppy clothes, but then you come back and visit them. You follow up and show them case studies about how other businesses are using it with success. If they say yes, then you make a recurring offer. And I'm going to talk about how that recurring offer can be made and why this really is the QR control and how this has built-in continuity and residual income for you. If they say no, then you can ask for a referral. You always ask for a referral. And the thing is, if they say yes, you offer upsells, right? You offer upsells because what else can you do? After you've done this for them, you've provided them with this great service, then you are the expert to them. You are the person, their trusted advisor when it comes to local marketing. And then you have the whole world of opportunities. Whatever you do, if you do mobile, if you build websites, if you do anything else, social media, Facebook, this automatically puts you in the position for the person that they're going to go to do that kind of stuff. So the upsells opportunities are built in, but always ask for referrals. If you're not asking for referrals from local businesses, then you're leaving so much money on the table. But the beautiful thing is that even if you half-heartedly ask for referrals, businesses, one of the most favorite things people like to say is, hey, I know this guy. People like referring. And if you think helping local businesses is about spending years doing nothing but going out and prospecting and looking for new clients, you've completely missed what the real opportunity is. You go out and get 1, 2, maybe 3 clients, you're going to be amazed at the referrals that come in from those folks that are referring others to you. That's where the real opportunity is. You sell the first few, let your customers and your clients sell the other businesses to you. So always ask for those referrals. All right, so that's the QR code blueprint. Very simple. You make a few decisions, you educate, you become the advocate for the success of local businesses, but the thing is, you need to make the commitment, take the action to get the results. And this one is so, the results that are built into this are just absolutely incredible in my mind. All right, let's talk about the low-hanging fruit. There is low-hanging fruit, lots of low-hanging fruit with this opportunity because, like I said, you're not just going after cosmetic dentists, attorneys. Any business in your neighborhood, and they don't have to be high-dollar businesses. You can help just about any business, all the businesses that are ignored because people think they're not worth the time. Well, let me tell you something. They are worth the time, and they need your help. So the low-hanging fruit here, I want you to think about restaurants, all right? Restaurants have always been a really tough nut to crack when it comes to local and online marketing. They've always been a tough one because it's a different animal. People don't really search for your city Italian restaurant. People know where they want to go. And one of the biggest opportunities to help a local business with their marketing, and many people neglect this, is the quickest way to help a business, and a lot of other businesses that way, a lot of businesses, but the quickest way to help a restaurant is to get their current customers to come back more often and spend more money. All right, if you help restaurants, write that down because that should be your core objective. It's not about going and getting them more traffic. It's not about any of that stuff. It's about the first thing you should do for instant results is get their current customers to come back more often and spend more money. And you can do this with casual family dining restaurants, takeout restaurants, delivery restaurants. How many of you can see the opportunity right there with restaurants? Table tents. For anybody with kids, scan here to get a free kids meal on your next visit. Pizza restaurants we've discussed. What about takeout menus? Do you know how much money businesses and restaurants spend on their takeout menus and how often they get those reprinted? To be able to instantly have some, and how many of you picked up the takeout menus from the Chinese restaurants only to search for them, dig through your house and not know where they are the next time? When that magnet's right on the fridge and it says, click here for our latest menu, Menu changes don't matter anymore. They can change the menu every week if they want and not have to worry about reprinting all those takeout menus. All right, so that's one. Restaurants, they're everywhere. There's no shortage. You probably have more restaurants in your town than you could even begin to service all of them. So anybody that has scarcity about, oh, the competition, any of that, stop. Just stop, because it's not there. Let's talk about low-hanging fruit as far as children and education, child care and education. People spend money on their kids. People will spend money on their kids before they even do, spend money on some of the things that they should be spending money on, the necessities in life. But opportunities with daycares, grade schools, private schools, activity centers, sports teams. Think about what the opportunity is with these types of businesses. Like I told you before, daycares, you can, with their lunch menus, with their field trip activities. Grade schools, the same thing. High schools, I want you to look at this. We actually have one student, I'll actually talk about him here in a little bit. He came up with this brilliant strategy where he turned a refrigerator magnet into a fundraiser for the high school. Instead of sending these kids out to sell candy to raise money to all the neighbors, they just you could sell the refrigerator magnets to the parents that have the games. He said the coach loves this concept. Scan it. Here's the game schedules. Here's all the schedules. And guess what? You can change it. Anything changes, it's right there to find out the latest information, the latest news. You want game results, from Friday night's game? Scan it. You can even put game results. It's just absolutely brilliant. Same thing with any type of activity centers or sports teams. Think about little league teams that go to different tournaments or are traveling. Where's practice at this week? All that stuff can be right there. Scan it. It's right on their phone to be updated. Makes an incredible fundraiser material. All right, so QR code, QR control, the magic. And this really is magic, right? So far, I want you to think about this. I want you to remember, at the beginning of this presentation, I made you a promise to you. Who remembers what that promise is? Do you remember what that promise was? That you were going to be the local marketing expert. The mobile and around mobile marketing and around these QR codes. I want to ask you a question. And Jason, hopefully you can look at this because I'm terrible at multitasking and looking at the question box. How many of you feel right now that you know more than 99% of local businesses about this opportunity and feel that you could easily reach and educate these businesses around QR codes and the opportunity with dynamic QR codes and changing offers? Jason, are you there? Can pop in and
yeah, Jack. The general consensus is this: people are like, "This is so obvious in retrospect now that you pointed it out," but so many people don't see it. It's hiding in plain sight, and so it's super easy to show a local business. They will think you're a genius because you came up with it, even though you just sat on this webinar and learned this from us. And you will be able to not only educate them on, hey, this is how you're using a QR code and this is how you should be, but then you'll be able to help them, and that's where the money comes in.
Yeah, all right, perfect. And then the second thing I want to ask you, and this is the most important, how many of you feel like you can help a local business? How many of you already have local business in your head right now, or even several local businesses right now that it popped in your head that says, yes, I can help them with this, I can help them? How many of you right now feel confident that you can look a local business in the eye and say, I can help you? Just give us a yay, give us a yes. We got those coming through.
More than you would believe, Jack.
Beautiful. All right. So now I would like to congratulate you. You are the expert. All right. That was my criteria. That was my goal for this, is to make you the expert to where you're confident that you can go out, educate, you can unfold this opportunity. And I think you probably see right now that why this is one of the easiest and quickest ways to help a business and generate clients out there right now. All right, so excuses. Everyone has excuses. Let's eliminate the excuses, all right? How many of you is your excuse that you don't like to sell? Because I can tell you right now, I hate selling. I don't like to sell. You will never catch me walking into a business and saying, "Excuse me, can I talk to you about your marketing?" This is not about selling. This is not about selling websites. This is not about selling SEO. How many of you are worried about that? You don't want to go and sell, just sell, period. All right? Too much competition, that's another excuse. Well, I can understand that if you are going to be a Me Too SEO consultant, all right? How many of you are worried about that? Gosh, there's so many. You see signs on the side of the road, we'll get you, we'll build you a website for $99. We'll get you on the front page of Google, $99, right? There is no competition. No one is talking to businesses about this. And it's one of the easiest things to unfold for them, and it shows them the opportunity. They get it. One, because you're on a mobile phone. Anytime you can let a business owner reflect on their own mobile habits, they sell themselves. So the competition, one, isn't there for this, and two, it's not about Google. You're not a front page of Google peddler. Right? I want to know how many of you out there right now that one of your biggest obstacles is, and you thought that your opportunity, your main and or only opportunity to help local businesses was to get them on the front page of Google. All right? Do we see those, Jason? Because those are the ones I really like. When people realize that there's so much more that they can do, they can help businesses that have nothing to do with getting on the front page of Google. And that's exactly what this is. It's you don't have that worry. Well, what if I can't get them on the front page of Google? What if I can't? Guess what? You don't have to. You don't just eliminate that thought when you're going in to talk to a business. All right. But the big one that a lot of you may be thinking right now is, I understand the power of this, but I'm not just quite sure how to make it work. Right? So that's where we can eliminate the excuses. And I'll tell you, the reason I use these as examples because they're the same thing that I struggle with. It's the same thing that I've gone through my mind over the several years. And it's the same thing that I've cobbled together pieces to make this work. So I know what the struggles are, and I also know what the formula is to make it much, much easier. So that's what we're going to do, is remove the excuses. Right? If I had to guess, the first thing you need is the right tools to easily create these powerful marketing campaigns. Second, you need the right training on exactly how to do this, how to find the prospects, how to structure deals, and how to get paid residually on this stuff. And third, turnkey. You need a turnkey so you don't have to spend days creating the system before you can sell it to someone. And that's exactly what I went through when I first came up with this strategy and putting together all the pieces to make it work and to be able to make offers change and to be able to schedule these at the different times and ways that people requested. Well, that right there is the basis of coming up with this whole QR control. And that's why we put together the QR slip. And QR slip is brand new, fresh on the market. And right now today, the first time that we're making the special release offer for a limited time. QR slip, what is it? Let's start with the training. You're going to get access to easy follow videos on how that you can work with local businesses, help local businesses, and make $500 to set this stuff up, and then you can move into the recurring and set up your own offer management system, and you can do this very, very quickly and immediately go out and start helping businesses. We have module 1. This is the warm-up. If you want to know what QR codes are, even if you think you know about QR codes, when you get this down and you can educate businesses, that's what you want to do. You want to be able to educate businesses on QR codes and why QR codes. You're going to learn why QR codes are what businesses need to be using right now, but also the limitations on how they're being used and the true power of the QR slip offer management system. You're going to learn about the offer, your irresistible opportunity, why business owners are going to pay you for this, and why business owners are going to want you to manage their marketing campaigns, why they're going to want you to manage their marketing meeting calendars and pay you for this. We're going to go into more advanced strategies on how to create QR codes with our system. You can create QR codes right there in the QR code offer management system, but you're also going to learn how you have the flexibility to use any third-party QR codes. If you want to make businesses logos, pictures, anything like that, any advanced or the ninja things that businesses that you see in other QR code creators, you can use those. It's fine. The flexibility there, you can plug it right in. But you're also going to learn some very advanced QR code tricks from us as well, as far as making coupons going viral and being able to make coupons very easily shareable from people's phones. We're also going to go through the whole setup of setting up your offer management system, how to set up your template pages, get them up and running in no time. And I'm about to show you here in just a second, demonstrate this live and show you how quick and easy this is. But we're also going to show you how to create those spec campaigns. Because remember, showing is far more powerful than telling, and we're going to show you how to put together some very, very powerful demonstrations that you can show businesses on this. And self-service. If you have clients that want to manage their own offers, and a lot of people think, well, what if clients want to do it themselves? What if they want to do that? Well, I can tell you right now, about 95% of them won't. They want you to do it soup to nuts. You may have a couple that want to use special graphics or use this. We're going to go through that and how you can do that, and how you can use the client's files and update it while still managing the system and providing that care and feeding for them. And then, of course, prospecting, setting up and talking to prospects, how to introduce this to businesses, the best way to educate businesses and talk to them so that they get it very, very quickly, and very, very quickly see you as the educator and the advocate and want to do business with you to create this powerful strategy for them. Right? But that's just the first part of all of this. When I came up with the strategy, and believe me, I've gone through some cobbled systems, putting things together to make this stuff work, and that's when I went to Jason and Will, because I've used Jason and Will's technology and their software from the beginning. I love their products, and I use them, probably some of them in ways that they don't even know that I use them, but they can be very, very powerful. And that's why I went to them, because in addition to this training, I've teamed up with them, with Jason and Will and Rapid Crush, to create this software for the QR slit management system. And I can tell you right now, that's one of the things, this software is one of the things that I'm most proud of this system, one of the most powerful parts of this system, because everything I dreamed of, every aspect and everything I could have thought of to put into this system is there, and it's just beautiful. And I love looking at it. I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. And the software is simple. It's WordPress plugin, and it's specifically created to make these business offers dynamic. It's more than just redirecting a link. This is an offer management system. You have so much granular control, so much flexibility, and I want to show you real quick here. Here's how it works. You simply create a new page or post in WordPress, and you enable the QR slip. You'll have an opportunity to enable it right there on the page, and you choose what type of campaigns that you want to run, and then you set up the offer management. This is the powerful part of it. You have so much flexibility right down. You can set up things to automatically loop. You're talking about true set it and forget it. Let offers loop. Set up offers to change by the day of the week, by the days of the month, by the month of the year, or pick custom periods. You can have offers change every single minute, and that's incredibly powerful when you're demoing this to business owners. Then you just simply insert your different URLs. You insert the different offers, and they can be different things. They don't just have to go to a web page. They can be an image. They can be a PDF, like a menu. They can be a video. It doesn't matter. If it's online, you can set that up to deliver prospects to when they scan that code, and it can be different. You can set it up to be different on so many different levels and time frames. All right. You're also going to be able to generate a QR code. This is one of the quickest and simplest ways right within the system is generate a QR code. You have flexibility over the colors to make the QR code, and you can create it right there. To me, it's the fastest, simplest way. I like to keep it simple, and that's the way that I like to do it. But you can also use your own favorite QR code generator if you like. You can use a third-party generator, like I said, and you can plug it right in to the offer management system. So who wants to see this in action? Who wants to take a look at this? Because I'm ready to to go through this. All right. So first thing that we are going to do with the QR control system is create an offer. All right, we're going to create a simple coupon, a simple offer that the QR code offer management system will deliver a person that has scanned our QR code. All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to real quickly make a couple of samples for that. Let's see. I'm going to do one for January. What do we have in January? What's a big holiday we have in January? Of course, we have New Year's, right? And let me see real quick. I told you. Okay. New Year's. Let's do a New Year's one here. This is our mobile. You can use anything. You can make your own graphics. You can use a graphic from a client, however you like. Whatever you like to do, you can do it. I use this because it's very quick and simple. So I'm just going to really quickly here just say New Year's special. However, I'm spelling New Year's today, right? And then we can put something like, buy one, get one free. And you put your typical offer fodder in there, good through the month of January, right? And here, we'll just use the beautiful 555 number, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. And we'll just leave that. Click to call. All right. And of course, all coupons and everything have small print, so we'll just put a limit 1 per person. And we'll just leave this part off down here. How about that? All right, so I created a basic offer here, and I'm just going to save this image down to my computer, and then let's go ahead and make one for February as well. Let's change a little bit of the background, give it a little color here. What do we like? I like blue. That's it. All right, so what do we have in February? Any special holidays in February? I better not say that too loud where my wife can hear me, but. So let's do a February special, and, well, it's Valentine's, isn't it, right? So we'll say love is in the air. All right. Whoops. You know what? Actually, what I want to do here, I just want to show you real quick. We can actually change the different images here. I want to make this one look like a coupon, really. People like they look at a coupon and they think it's a bigger deal. I think that's one of the psychological tricks with coupons is to have that red border around there. People automatically think it's a deal. All right. So we'll do, what did I say? Love is in the air, right? Anybody remember that song? Love is in the air. Am I dating myself? No, it's on the oldie stations every day. 20% off. You get it right here. We can say, whatever offer expires at the end of the month, right? And you always want to put a little nice call to action, call us, and we'll put our little phone number again. All right. And then I'll just do the same thing. I'll just save this graphic down to my hard drive. All right. Now, the next thing what we're going to do is we want to bring these offers so that we can change them. And we can put the offer management system to use. All right. So we go into WordPress, really, and I'm just going to say add a new page. And what I like to do is I just like to name the offer management pages after my clients. So what I want you to think about right now is not think about this as a WordPress page anymore, but I want you to think about this as your client's offer management system. So I'm going to just say this is Bob's Diner. How about that? Bob's Diner offer management. All right, so this is now an offer management system. I'm just going to hit publish for this, okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm not even going to put anything here in the post because I want to, this is just going to manage the offers. So what you do is when you download your end offers, then you create a post or you put them anywhere. It can be, like I said, any link. It can be a WordPress post, a page. It can be a video, a PDF, whatever. So you just put those images, we just put those, I uploaded those up to WordPress, and now we're going to enable the QR slip system. All right, this is the offer management system right here. You'll notice here you have a couple of different options with looping and dates and times, and really all that is, most people like to use the looping. This is where you can set it and forget it. You can set up like 5 weeks of offers, 12 months of offers, and when they're done, it'll just loop back around and run those offers again. All right, and you have lots of different options for flexibility, but I'm going to go through the main ones here right now. Let's go through the loop period. This shows you where you can really get granular. So you can say, I want a different offer each day of the week. So you can put in a link here for Monday, a link for Tuesday, a link for Wednesday, and every day when someone scans that QR code, it's going to deliver them to a different offer, all right? But you also have the flexibility of doing it the days of the month. You can go through every day of the month. You can go through each month of the year. Then you can even put a custom period that you can set it up to be very unique, and so you can manage just about any business's needs of when they want offers to change, right? So I'm going to do months of the year right here, all right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to do my January. So let's take a look here. I'm going to just put my January link right there, okay? So I have January, which was my January offer. I'm going to do February. Remember March, I said I'm going to do a video. I'm going to put a video so I can actually put a link to a YouTube video right there that I want people to see in March, and literally just go through, and for each month, each offer that you put in here, just go through and fill out the links. And now you have it pointing to a different offer each month. So when the month rolls over, that offer will automatically be there. So what did we just do here? I'm going to go up here and I'm going to hit update. All right. So what did we just do here? I just created a year's worth of rotating offers for this business. I set up in this offer management system here in a few minutes where we actually defined and set up the offer management. And that's where the power of this is being able to control where those QR codes are delivered to. And then as you see right down here, I can download the QR code. All right, so I'm going to I want to show you guys this. Now, how many of you got you have your phones out? You have any phones out? Oh, here, go scan this. Tell me what you see. Jason, you're going to pull that up and let me know what they're seeing here.
Yeah, no problem. I wish I would have brought my phone down. I'd scan it just to make sure. And while you're doing that, I've been typing in. I just caught a question. We will definitely answer some specific questions. We're showing a monthly just to keep it simple here, but you could literally say, I want to show a new offer every 5 days, every 3 minutes, every 6 hours and 2 seconds almost. And you could go good to go. So go ahead and type in what you're seeing if you scan that. Turkey special. We had about 100 people type that in at once, Jack. So go ahead and close that now, and I want you to show them why they're seeing the turkey special.
Well, I'm going to show you. For those of you that didn't have it on there, that's what everyone's seeing. I just scanned that QR code with my phone. That is what everyone's seeing, the turkey special right there. Bring your canned food special deal, okay? So here's why they're seeing this, because what month are we in, guys? What month are we in? We're in November. You're seeing that because this is November's offer. This is the offer that we set up for November. If this was December, you would be seeing December's offer, and so every month it's going to roll over, but it's automatic. But I don't have to do anything else. It's already set. It's already set. So when December comes, it's going to take me to the December offer. All right, and when it rolls around to January, it's going to take me to the New Year's special. When it rolls around to February, it's going to take me to the Valentine's special. But at any time, if anybody changes their mind, and this is the key, What happens right now? What happens generally right now if a business has changed their mind about where they want a QR code to go? All right, who could tell me that? What happens to most businesses right now if they change their mind? I'll tell you what they do. They're going and they're reprinting their marketing material. They're changing their whole marketing campaign because they changed their mind. With our system, they change their mind, no problem. Give me 2 minutes. And we'll change where your, not just your QR code goes. Remember, I don't want you to think about this, the QR code. We haven't changed, in their minds, it's not about changing where the QR code goes. In their minds, we've just changed the offer on the materials that they've already spent thousands of dollars to create. So think about a business that spends thousands of dollars to create a bunch of refrigerator magnets. And what happens if they change their mind about what they want to happen, what they want that magnet to say, what they want that offer, they want that magnet? They're, one, buying all new magnets, and two, there's almost an impossibility that they're going to be able to go and hit all the people that have those magnets and replace them. But with the QR slip offer management system, if they change their mind about what they want their prospects to see when they look at that refrigerator magnet and look at the offer behind it, it can be done in a matter of seconds. They can change the offer on the refrigerator in the homes of hundreds or thousands of prospects in a matter of minutes. And can I tell you one of the funniest things that I never would have expected, that I never ever would have expected out of any of this, is I've actually had the response of, Jack, is this legal? Remember when I told you that, Jason? Is this legal? People think about that. To me, I was stunned. But in their minds, remember, they're not thinking about the QR code. They're thinking, how am I getting inside the home of hundreds or thousands of people to change this message? They're thinking the way that the cable company interacts with the cable box, that there's some kind of line into the house that they're actually changing. It takes sometimes just a second to get your head around, how am I changing the offer that's on the coupon that's laying on the table of a person? And rather than that coupon being expired next week, the offer just changed. A new expiration, a new offer, a new deal. That right there is what the power of this is. And we were able to do that in just a matter of a few minutes, making a few choices, a few selections, that now we have the flexibility of going back and changing anytime that we want after that. So let me keep going through here. And so that's the QR slip. Quickly in action. I'm going to tell you right now, it has so much flexibility and the latitude that I just scratched the surface of what you're able to do and the power, but I think you see the power of this strategy for sure. All right, so here's where the special deal is. I've partnered with Jason and Wilson on this because of my tremendous respect for their software and the way it works. And I believe we've created the ultimate offer management system. Not just the ultimate offer management system, but probably one and only unique offer management system of its kind to be able to implement this strategy. And I can tell you, when I've talked to people about this, they say, Jack, you're nuts. Why aren't you licensing it? Why don't you take this to the moon? But to me, I have guys like you that are out there looking to make real bill-paying income by helping local businesses, and I think this would be far more effective in your hands right now at this point to get this out there and let you guys start helping businesses with this immediately. All right, it includes the excellent training and software, plus some very special bonuses that really do make this a turnkey. Bonus number one is how to install a QR scanner on your smartphone. To do it yourself, but these instructions are not only for you, but it's for you to be able to educate your prospects on. You get this PDF and you get this guide that you can use for yourself, but you can also provide it to businesses, and you can also provide it for businesses to provide to their customers you want. And it shows you, tells you how to do it with iPhone, Android, Windows, BlackBerry, and you get that for yourself and your prospects. You also get a quick start action plan bonus, which is a really easy to reference document about the upsell opportunities and explain. You also have swipe files for different types of offers that you can provide. Bonus number 3 is you get a sample service agreement. This is an example contract from me that you can have local business owners sign, because this is a very unique opportunity, and you can use this as an example to spell out exactly what the offer is and the strategy, because I want you to think about this. This really is where the QR control is. You own the offer management system. It's your system. You control it, and so your monthly recurring, your care and feeding is protected, because if they do spend money on their new marketing pieces, they spend money putting these QR code pieces on all their marketing, and they decide that they come to you and say, hey, you know what, I think we're not going to do this anymore. You can say, that's perfectly okay. I don't hold you to any contract, but you know, at the beginning of next month, your magnets and all your marketing pieces that you have out there aren't going to work anymore, right? That's part of this, but we also make sure that you have that kind of spelled out in the sample services agreement. You get your own brandable lead magnet report. This is a report that you get to give to local businesses, and position yourself as that educator and that advocate. You're giving this, you're educating them. All right, you're not going in and saying, hey, can I talk to you about selling you something? You're going in and saying, oh, by the way, here is a refrigerator magnet. Here's a coupon that demonstrates exactly how this will work for your business. And oh, by the way, here's a guide that explains the opportunity of QR code marketing for your local business. You just become their educator, and they view you as an advocate for their success. They will give you the title of expert. All right, you're also going to get bonus number 5. This is my pricing strategy guide and video walkthrough. One of the biggest obstacles people have is, what do I price this stuff? How much do I charge? And, you know, one of the biggest things with how much you charge is you could charge more and more and more as your confidence grows. You can charge anything you like, but I wanted to go through, because it's one thing that people struggle with. This is the best suggested prices. These are prices that I have laid out that you can use out of the box, that I am very confident in, that I feel are very fair to both you and the business, and prices that I feel good about charging for this service, but also about additional services and upsells and a la carte type things that you can do and provide for these businesses. You also get live case studies and success stories where I talk with local consultants, and they go through. This is Rob. He went through and talked about his first sales. It talks about the different businesses that he's doing these for. And we give examples from auto repair to daycares to restaurants, and as he spells out the exact opportunities and how this was really one of the easier things that he's ever provided for local business. Also, the mobile offer wizard. Now, like I said, you can use anything to create mobile offers, but if you want to do it the easy way, the way that I like to do it, I use the mobile offer wizard that you can use. And you saw just how easy it is, point click, that I demonstrated here in this presentation. It comes with different backgrounds where you can do a mobile coupon. You have the coupon graphic. Actually, right here, you have this offer. You have the coupon graphic with the coupon dots around it, but you also have a blank one that you can put in. I really like using this one for real estate, because it makes it easy when someone scans a QR code on a real estate sign and this pops up, and you just simply put a picture of that house that they're standing right in front of right there, and it gives a very good visual cue so they can remember what that house looked like when they get more information. All right, so the QR slip that we put together is 2 levels. We have a QR slip at a silver level for $199, gold level for $399. But of course, right now, our special offer right now for a limited time is $99 for the silver level and $199.95 for the gold level with this special release webinar. So here's what you get in the silver level. you get to install the QR Slip offer management on one domain that you can use to manage as many clients as you want. You can create unlimited number of dynamic campaigns, and you get all the bonuses that I walked through, except for the mobile offer wizard. It's not part of the silver level. And the gold level, which right now you can get for $200 off, is you can install this on up to 10 domains so that you can do multiple projects, multiple clients, multiple strategies with that. But you also get unlimited number of dynamic campaigns, but you get all the bonuses included with the mobile offer wizard. But one thing I want to tell you right now, the silver level that you see right here is pretty much going to be the silver level that's going to be there from here on out. That is the silver level. However, we have other things that I'm not quite ready to reveal yet that will be adding, and those extras will be going into the gold level. So I just wanted to let you know that right now, because I know there's more questions about the difference between the two. But the silver level is pretty much, that's what the silver level is and what it's going to be. But the gold level will continue to grow and have extras put in there. But the one thing that this offer is going to expire shortly as we get this ramped up and ready for full release. But right now, this is the special for our webinar, our new release special webinar. You can get this right now at http://qrslip.com/special, qrslip.com/special. This, of course, comes with 30-day, no questions asked guarantee. For any reason or no reason, you can just let us know. You get every penny back. In addition, it comes with outstanding support. And when I say outstanding support, this is one of the big reasons that I went to Jason and Will with this, because of how satisfied I've been over the last few years of working with them and working with their products. And it really is that. And that's also why when you purchase QR Slip, it's a Rapid Crush product. It's coming through Rapid Crush, and they are handling the support. They're the ones that are handling, and you get their solid guarantee. And actually, Jason, I'm going to let you come and take over this, because I think you're great at explaining exactly the benefits they get from purchasing something through Rapid Crush.
Yeah, sure. Change the slide, and I'll explain what's on that slide.
Okay.
There you go. So just to give you an idea of how much we value you as a customer and support you, and what we do to make sure our software not only works but keeps working and keeps updating and keeps making you money, when you go to qrslip.com/special and sign up, I want to show you something of who you're going to be working with. Our satisfaction rating for our help desk, and we have 14 people on our help desk that are trained to help you, 96% last month. The 96% satisfaction rating based on our customers who rated us. The internet standard for internet marketing is 86%. We handled almost 2,000 tickets last month, and that's kind of a big number in a sense, but we have a lot of software, and we make it extremely easy, and we invite people to take advantage of our support, where the average person internet marketing handles only 450 tickets. So we're handling 5 times as much support as the average company, but look at our average first-time response, whether it's Sunday at 3 a.m. in the morning or Friday at 2 p.m. It does not matter. 24/7 support, if you average it out, your average response time is 2 hours and 3 minutes. Compare that to the industry standard of internet marketing, 21 hours you'd have to wait normally for a response. 57% of our tickets we respond to and close within the first hour. That's pretty impressive. So the bottom line, the reason I'm showing you these numbers is because I can, because nobody else can make these claims of good support and back them up with cold hard stats that we can. So here's the deal. When you sign up, when you get the software, and I don't care if you go with the gold or the silver, when you get the software and the training and everything, you come through me. I support it. My team supports it. My team's already been trained to support this ahead of time. They're already waiting for you if you have any questions. It's excellent. It's excellently documented, by the way. And so there shouldn't be too many issues. But if you rest assured, if you think, well, there might be one little thing that holds me back, well, get that out of your mind now, because that's not going to happen. Okay, in addition to that, though, just try it out. If you don't like it, if it's not for you or for any reason, you want your money back, again, in our members area, you contact our support, and we'll run that for you. And not Jack, but me, Jason Fladlien, and my team at Rapid Crush, Inc. So you get the best of both worlds. You get Jack's expertise and him working with so many local businesses. You get our expertise when he came to us, and he says, build a software that can just do this. I don't think it's possible, but if it would, it'd be great. And we said, okay, we can do both of those things. So that's my piece, Jack. Now show them what's going on here.
Oh, yeah, well, for sure. What we have, I want to tell you about some of the success stories that we have. Some guys that are out there and hidden, and just by opening up conversations, just by talking about it. This is Richard. He actually, the first day he heard me talking about this, he went out and brought it up at his school. Richard is the one that really kind of came up with this brilliant idea of providing this to a school for their fundraiser. And he did that. The first conversation he had, he actually sold them their QR code for their fundraiser and set up an offer management system. And in fact, there's a recording in this area so you can hear exactly how that unfolded. And so Richard got his first client with this the day after that he even first heard about this, and I talked about it. So really good fast action success stories. Also, Rob Buchanan right here. There's a video in there, quite lengthy video in the members area where we walk through his experiences with selling this. Sold 3 of these his very first week, and Rob has QR codes now with restaurants, with auto repair, car wash. I can't even remember some of the different businesses that he's doing this with. And this check that he had was actually the first one of 2. They paid him half up front and half on as soon as he delivered that QR code, which he was able to do very, very, very quickly. This is Dan. Man, Dan is a football coach. He's a football coach, but he also does some marketing and actually has some of his own students, specifically in a carpet cleaning area. But he said this right here: everything that needs to be passed out or delivered can now be put online. Save all the time and energy of printing and delivering. They can save the cost of the service and paper and toner. Think of each team given their own QR code by their league, and all communication goes to that page. Wow, this is coming straight from a high school football coach who instantly got the power of this, instantly got it. And Dan has gone on and sold his first QR code with this strategy, and he's doing this with carpet cleaners. That's how quickly high school football coaches are selling this. This is Jean. I love Jean. Jean is just one fascinating lady and one smart lady. But she took this on before she even dipped into the training or dipped into the technology. She was out there selling it because she got it instantly. She saw the power of this. She sold second one this week. Her first week, she sold 3 of these. Send me emails about picking up the checks. This was, I think, her second one she sold here for $500. We actually got this email. This is great because this is real. This is the way it really is. She says, I'm out the door in a few minutes to pick up a check, a pool supply company for QR code and SMS. After I get stuff done, I pick up a check for, look at that, $23.22. This isn't for QR code. This is for all this extra stuff that she can do for a business. QR code is just a portion. Once you get in there, there's so much that you can do. I think I sold, 500 for this, folks. Today, I think QR will probably be another $1,000. Then there was a small one the first of the week. The first one she sold after she heard about this was the very first week. And she sold for $197 because she wasn't sure. But once she sold that and saw the results, then her price went way up. That's what kind of success stories from real people that are out there that are just introducing this stuff. They're doing it before they even understand completely themselves. So at the beginning, when I said half-heartedly, that's exactly what I mean. They get it. They get excited. They introduce and educate a business on this, and it sells. So right now, http://qrslip.com/special is where you're going to get this. Guys, this is magic to businesses. I really want you to think about it. Too many times we underestimate our own knowledge and overestimate the knowledge of the rest of the population. And to me, that's one of it's one of the saddest things that I wish I knew how to overcome and could show people to overcome, that you know more than you think you know. And it really reminds me, when I was a kid, I loved magic. I loved watching magicians on stage. I thought magicians were the most special people that there were. They're up on stage. They're doing this mystical things that myself and normal people couldn't possibly do. Until I saw a book on how to do magic tricks. And that's when I realized that magic had more to do with carpentry skills than it did with any mystical or magical powers. And that's when I realized the only difference between that magician that I thought was so special was that he knew the trick and I didn't. Well, folks, right now, after you've been on this call and you've seen this presentation, you now know the trick. You now have the tools available to make that trick, to perform that trick flawlessly. And now it's just up to you to provide the magic. So the only difference between the magician and the audience is that he knows the trick, he has the tools. Well, guys, now you have the trick and you have the tools. So that's our special offer. Remember, the silver level, one domain, unlimited campaigns. You don't get the offer wizard, but it is only $99.95 right now for this special offer. But like I said, the silver offer is probably going to remain the same from here on out. The gold, install it up to 10 domains, unlimited number of campaigns, but you get all the bonuses, including the mobile offer wizard, and some stuff that I'm just biting my tongue. I wish I could go into further on this, but there's more stuff coming at the gold level that I think is really going to impress folks. So, like I said, this offer is expiring shortly as we ramp this up to release it to the world. So, let's see, I'm going to go through here real quick. I want to make sure you remember the bonuses when you act today. You get the bonuses on installing the QR scanner that you can use, but also provide to your prospects the quick start action plan, the sample service agreement. You get the lead magnet PLR report that you can put your name on and position yourself as the educator. You get my price strategy guide. You also get access to the live case studies and the mobile offer wizard as well. But like I said, the gold only. So I know, Jason, you probably see what people are hanging in there.
Yep.
Do people remember about the prizes, I'm wondering?
Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. Let's answer some questions first. So go back one slide if you could, please, Jack.
Yes.
And here's what I'm going to attempt to do. Now, bear with me. We still have 691 people on this call exactly. So I want to do my best. I'm going to answer some questions now. Then here in about 15 minutes, we will give away some money, and then we'll stay on and answer some more questions. So if I don't answer your question yet and you're on the fence, just sign up and get this now. Try it out. You can get your money back if you don't like it. But go ahead, sign up now, and then ask your question. We're going to go through, and we're going to buzz through, and I'm going to attempt to, me and Jack both are going to answer some of these questions here out loud. So one of the questions is, can this be sold as a reoccurring payment? And the answer is, in our training, that's the first thing that we actually teach. We recommend you attempt to sell it reoccurring. If they say, I'm not sure, then you can sell a one-time payment. And even if they say no, then you can say, well, can you refer somebody? And so even a no or a yes at all steps, we teach you how to monetize. In addition to that, and this is a good question, what if people don't have a smartphone? How can they scan QR codes? Great question. Here's the answer. Not everybody in the world has a computer or the internet, yet we still do internet marketing, right? Our goal isn't to make everybody perfect and everything happy. Here's the bottom line. More people have smartphones than desktops and laptops combined. So the chances of you ever running into an issue that's going to be a problem, that's going to be a deal killer, is nil, nada, none. In addition to that, though, we're only going after businesses mainly who are already using QR codes. Anyone besides that you want to go after, you can, but just do that for fun. Because we go to businesses who already think they get QR codes, and when we show them this is what you have versus what you could have, that's when the light bulb goes on in their head and they ask you, how much money can I pay you? And that's when you can whip out one of those bonuses that we have that simply says, okay, what price package do I want to sell them that Jack has laid out and recommended for me to use? Jack, in addition to that, I want to bring down one point thing, and then I want to ask you this question. The silver and the gold level, the big differences between the two is on the silver you can install the plugin on only one domain, whereas with the gold, you can install it on 10 different domains. The only other difference is the mobile offer wizard, which of course is not required, but does make creating the offers for yourself or for your clients really fast and really easy. But can you explain for everybody asking why somebody might want to be able to install this on 10 domains instead of one? Because you can do an unlimited number of clients on just one domain if you wanted to.
Yeah. If you can have an offer management system that handles multiple clients for sure. But what I found is that you're going to run into situations where a client, even though you know what WordPress is and you know the power, they may not be comfortable with their stuff being in the same area as other clients, and you can very easily avoid that with just a simple installation on another domain. But it also gives you the opportunity to segment different types of businesses. So we talked about going wide, we talked about going deep. Sometimes if I have businesses that are just with, say, pizza places, or their businesses with sports bars, sometimes you can go two ways. You may not want to put all your pizza businesses on the same domain, to where all these different pizza offers are on the same domain. It's very easy for you to split things up, or at least divide things up with multiple domains. You also may want to segment it because of the ability to do this remotely. So you could have up to 10 domains in 10 different states, 10 different cities that you manage that way. So you're going to find that there's a lot of different opportunities that come up that you say, oh, I think I'm going to put this on a different website, or you may have a site that you want to do very specific types of offers for, and you might want to have it a different look and feel or something like that. So there's several different reasons, but really, if you boil it down to its flexibility in what you can do and how you can have your offer management system look, and the types of granularity that you can control over the businesses and the offers.
Perfect. Okay, cool. While you were doing that, Jack, I wrote down a whole bunch more questions. I'm going to buzz through some, and then I'm going to throw one back in your court. A lot of people asking, can I upgrade later? Maybe I want to get my toes wet with the silver and then jump in full on later after I get a tested system out. That's an excellent idea. Just with everything that we've done to put this together, I did not create any mechanism that would split the difference. So if we do create an upgrade later, it will be from a $99.95 price point to the $399.95 price point. You won't be able to upgrade to the savings unless you do it before the special offer expires. In that case, just write into our help desk. So if you buy silver and want to go to gold before the offer expires, that's your only chance of upgrading. Beyond all that, there is no upgrade at this point in time. In the future, there may be, but you've got to keep in mind, we don't want to promise anything, but with gold, Jack and I have 5 other things that we want to add to it right now, and silver is going to pretty much stay the same, whereas gold, we're definitely keep creating more stuff to put in here because we're selling more clients, and when we sell more clients, we get more ideas, and we take what we use for them, and we can stick that in the members area and put that for you there. So there's that, okay? The mobile wizard. What is the mobile offer wizard? This was what Jack was showing you earlier when he was building these offers for clients. It was that thing that had a phone wrapped around it, and he was literally clicking inside it, typing a few buttons, and it made that tap to call image that was perfect, and it fit perfectly on a mobile device, and all that fun stuff, right? And maybe we'll demo that again in a little bit. But the mobile offer wizard allows you to create these coupons, these offers, these special deals, and all these stuff that most businesses are going to want you to create for them. It allows you to do that maybe 2 minutes at most. It's literally as point and click as what you see as what you get as possible. That's what the mobile offer wizard is. It's not needed because you could create your own offers any way you wanted to. If you have WP Mobile Pro, for example, our mobile theme creator, perfect. You don't necessarily need mobile offer wizard then because you could create your own offers that way. If you got a designer on staff who can design pictures that are 480 pixels by 320 pixels, right? Or know somebody that can do that, great. Then you can have them design. But even then, I have all those tools. I know how to use Photoshop. I know how to use Illustrator and all that stuff. I still like the mobile offer wizard simply because it's so fast. I can set up a whole year's worth of a campaign for a client in 10 minutes. So that's the mobile offer wizard. We do not have a payment plan. Here's the deal. Sign up with this. If you don't sell a client in 1 week, one client, by the way, will make you more than your money back. Just one client. That's it. If you don't sell one client in 1 week, then just contact us and we'll give you your money back, or up to 30 days, no questions asked. Somebody asked, why do we call this QR slip? Mainly because it was the coolest domain that I could find available to this. It's not that we're slipping something past somebody. It's more of in a sense as people think a QR code is static, that it doesn't change. Well, ours has the ability to slip in and out of different offers at will, however we want to customize that. Somebody asked, can you compare this to some WSO I saw for $10 on the Warrior Forum? I can compare it, okay, but I will be kinder and not compare it too much. The bottom line is, what do you expect from somebody to stand behind stuff that they're selling at that price point? What does that tell you about them as a business person? If you're learning from somebody who's selling their solution to you for $10, what are you really going to learn from them? Whereas that doesn't even count all this other stuff about updates and support and all the bonuses and all this and having the reputation of Jack and me behind it. But furthermore, would you put your customers, your own clients with local businesses in the hands of something like that and be able to sleep comfortably at night? There's a lot of things to compare here, and value and price is just one of them. And I think if you compare the value of what we have to the incredible introductory low price that we're offering it for a limited time, I think you will agree with me. That's a freaking phenomenal deal. Jack,
I can also tell you that I'm not familiar with what it is you're talking about, but when I created this is so unique, I mean unique in the way that it was, and I've shared this on stage at a couple of live events and with my own insiders, and I can tell you that if someone has something that you think is close enough that you can compare with this, then I'd be willing to tell you where they got the idea from. And they may know everything. I may have taught them everything they know, but I certainly didn't teach them everything I know about how this stuff works. So I think that's, if you want a comparison, I don't know that there could be one.
Yeah, that's a good point, Jack. We could probably trace back that person to you in one way or another, but we don't have to. Here's a really good question, Jack. I would love for you to answer this, and then maybe we'll draw some money. Maybe we'll answer some more questions. Does this work outside of the United States?
Yes, that's the beauty. This works anywhere someone has a internet connection and can connect online with a smartphone. This has no boundaries as far as this won't work in this part of the world because people do things a little differently. It's a QR code that can be redirected to anything, any offer, and I bet you a lot of you already have ideas that are so loosely related to this. I could use this for this. I could use this for this. Yes, this can be used anywhere geographically that there is access, that people that have smartphones and have access to the internet. And if you think about that, some of the statistics, I wish I had them right to rattle off, how there's people in third world countries that are trying to eat that are walking around with smartphones. It's amazing, the priorities, but yes, so I would say absolutely yes, this works anywhere in the world.
Perfect. Okay, great, Jack. Well, let's answer just a few more questions, and then we'll go and draw some money, and then we'll stay on if you got any more questions. One of the questions is, does it matter where my offers point in the system, for example? So, Jack showed you the example earlier when we had January, February, all the way through December, and we did a monthly QR code, although you can customize it any time frame you want and make it loop or not loop. Here's the beauty of it. We were linking to YouTube videos. You could link to a PDF. you could do something like this. You could create your spec campaign the way Jack teaches you in our members area, and you could take it to a local business and say, scan this, and when they scan it, it can download that PDF that does the selling for you that Jack provides. And then you could say a minute later, scan this again, and this time when they scan it, it goes somewhere else. Because you can get it to change by the minute if you want to get down that far with it. So it doesn't matter. The plugin itself resides in WordPress, and we just did that to make it super easy because you probably already know how to use WordPress. You probably already have WordPress installed somewhere, and you can just check a button and fill it out. But where you're pointing that QR code to, or what happens when they scan that QR code depending on the time of day, day of week, week of month, month of year, right? Doesn't matter. It can be in WordPress. It could be outside of WordPress. It could just be a picture if you wanted to. It could be a PDF. It could be an image of it could be a movie, a link to a movie. That doesn't matter. Some other really good questions that I saw come in here as well. Can we get started right away with this? And this is an excellent question because one of the things that Jack and I worked on, probably more so than anything else when putting this together, is I said to Jack, I want people to have the ability to make money within 24 hours of buying this product. And what I mean is buying it, understanding what it is, getting familiar with it, then going out there and selling it. And I said I specifically want it to be made that way so I can make that claim. And so the first thing we did is we tested this with real-world people that were very similar to you, and they did it. Now, obviously, there's no 100% success rate. That's impossible, and I can't control what people do and don't do. But the fact was we had enough people go out there, and within 24 hours of not knowing even what this system could do, or even know about it because it's unique. They've never heard of it before. They were getting clients. So this is about as fast as I can get it to give you any reasonable hope of making money quickly. Okay? In addition to that, go ahead.
No, that's exactly it. The beauty of the system, you're not going to get bogged down with technical parts. The technical parts of this are so many people think they got to focus on the technical. No, the people that went out there success for it, they're like, forget it. I get this. I get the power, and they went and introduced it. They went and introduced it to folks, and they sold it because they understood the marketing part of it. They weren't selling the technology. They sold the marketing part of it, and they do it quickly. I could tell you could helicopter me over just about any city in this country, in the United States, or probably anywhere in the world, and as long as people understood me, and I bet even if they didn't understand me, you drop me in, and I could sell these things for $300 or more a pop. I think you should sell them for more. And in my pricing guide, I go through the different strategies. But if you had a week of vacation off your job, and you just got up and made it a point to go and introduce this to someone every day, there's no reason that you couldn't sell 1, 2, or 3 of these each and every day.
Yeah, every time Valpak comes out, count on 5, 10, 15 new customers. And we talk about that in the members area. We break down several different prospecting methods. I have more questions. We definitely will get to them. I mentioned to give away some money, Jack. I know we've given away money already in the sense of what we've taught, and anybody who uses that basically can convert this free knowledge that we've shared on this webinar into money, and then if they get the system, they can definitely get a return on investment, which equals free money in their pocket. But let's just give away some free lunches. Let's actually draw some prizes. So if you want to advance the slide, I'm going to tell people how they can win some money, and then we're going to give away some money, and then we will be able to, and then we'll stay on and we'll answer some more questions. Okay, so on the screen right now, you should see rapidcrush.com/prize. Jack, can you boot up that URL real quick? rapidcrush.com/prize.
Whoops.
And while you do that, I'm going to go ahead and put that into the questions box.
I'm going to have to break out of here. So.
Yep. So if you got all 6 digits, great. If you got 5 digits, that's still fine. You're just going to have to take 10 guesses at it. But once you go to rapidcrush.com/prize, which I think Jack is loading up here momentarily, you should have been able to just
got it.
Yep. Okay, this is what you're going to see. So rapidcrush.com/prize or /prizes, it doesn't really matter. What you're going to want to do is go here and enter in your 6 digits. Enter them in the order that we showed earlier. Then put in your name, your email address, and your phone. And that doesn't go anywhere. That's just to validate it. And so I'm going to give you about a minute to go ahead and put that in there. And again, where you're going to want to go to is rapidcrush.com/prize. So we're going to give away some money, then we're going to stay on, we're going to answer some more questions. And it's Friday. I got nowhere else I need to be. So I can be here for a while, even if Jack has to dip somewhere. But we'll do our best to handle these specifically related to the QR slip. But I did say I'm going to give away some money. I want to give away some money. rapidcrush.com/prizes. Go there. Enter in your 6 digits. Enter them in an order. If you don't get it right the first time, no big deal. You can guess as many times as you want. Okay, you missed a number earlier. You got 10 different guesses you have to guess. That's it. You know, you're done. You'll get it then. So not a deal killer. If you miss more than one number, then you can try, but it's going to be a lot harder. But go ahead and go there and guess. We have 179 entries already. What I'm going to do, Jack, here is go ahead and open up a new browser tab.
All right.
And then go to random.org. And I'm going to get ready to draw the first $100 winner. Oh, wow. The number just shot up to 230. Everybody was logging in. So go ahead and go, let's draw the first winner. Okay. And then we're 253 now. So go between 1 and 253 for the number, Jack. And we're going to draw the first one. And then we'll give people time to put in more attempts. So go ahead and click generate.
Okay.
So we are number 188. So I'm going to put that in there and see who has potentially won. Eric Bryant. Eric Bryant, if you are here, please respond back with your email address and your phone number. Okay? And while he's doing that, Jack, go ahead and go back over to that prize drawing page so people know where to go and they can continue to guess. That's rapidcrush.com/prize or /prizes. Either one works. Okay, so Eric, you have about a minute or two to claim your prize. Respond back, please, with your email address and your phone number as well. Okay, and I got the email address, even though your webinar name isn't the same. I just want a phone number too. Because you would believe sometimes how hard it is to contact people afterwards to make sure that we can know where to send them the money. Okay, so I just actually Skyped this over to Dave as a winner. We will be following up with you shortly. Give us 24, 48 hours, maybe even 72 hours. But Eric Bryant, you won the first $100. Okay, so Jack, I'm going to see who... we have 288 numbers now. So we've got more people that have been able to enter. By the way, if you enter more than once, you are disqualified. Our records will indicate that. We had to do that on auction webinar with a big winner last time. So we don't play around. Go ahead and click generate there, Jack, and we'll see who's won. 220. Okay, let me pop in 220 here. Run that through. Kathy Padrita. Kathy, if you are here, please respond with your email and your phone number, and we'll see if you won. Yeah, and Tahir, we didn't draw your name yet. Well, we still might. While we're doing that, Jack, go ahead and pop back over to the prize page at rapidcrush.com/prizes.
All right.
Okay, we have an email that is correct from Kathy and a phone number. All right, so you will be getting contact from our office. Give us at most 72 hours, probably less though. I just like to cover my own butt. All right, Jack, let's give away the third one.
All right.
299. And of course, these are all going to be verified before we give out any money. Just so you know, so I don't want multiple submissions because there's only one submission per person. 154. We have Doug Lagasse. Doug Lagasse. If you are here, please respond with your phone number and your email address. Yeah, and the only reason I was having Jack going back there and saying people can still enter, that is for people who are still guessing who haven't successfully entered. If you have successfully entered, it will be very clear to you, and it will say don't enter again. Yep. Okay, so Doug is confirmed. Doug is absolutely confirmed. So, Jack, we're going to give away $200 more dollars, 100 to 2 more lucky winners, and then we're going to stay on and answer as many questions as we potentially can, either until we run out or until we get it tired. So let's go back over to the random.org, and we have 306 is the number now. Go ahead and generate that thing. 2. Wow, the number 2, huh? Jim Gersold. If you are here, Jim, please respond with your email address and your phone number. And Jim is confirmed. Oh, wow, Jim, you got there fast. Number 2, huh? Andy was the second to last one. Okay, so let's go. Let's draw the last one here, and we're still at 306. Last $100 winner. Go ahead and generate that number, Jack.
All right.
185. Mark Lucas. Hey, that's my uncle. No, I'm joking. Mark Lucas. Right, where are you at, Mark? If you are here, please give me your email address and your phone number. And yeah, if you want to, if you already bought, you can apply your winnings, or if you didn't buy yet and want to apply your winnings, by all means, I think that's a great idea. Okay, so Mark is confirmed. So, you know what? If you didn't win this time, you didn't win the direct money, but you still won by being here today and hopefully taking action on what we're going to talk about. So, Jack, if you could pop open that the slideshow again, that'd be wonderful. So thank you, everybody. If you want to, we're done giving away money. If you want to stay on, though, and have some questions answered, we'll definitely stay here and answer the questions. Congratulations to all the winners. We will be contacting you shortly. If you won, I would consider it a really good idea for you to invest, although you don't have to. QRslip.com/special. And so, again, if you want to, now I'm going to type in that URL back in here. If you haven't got it yet, go ahead and get it now, and let's hammer home some more questions related to the product, Jack. rapidcrush.com/special. When you sign up today, the main difference is the silver level is $99.95, which is about as cheap as you'll ever see me selling anything, especially something of this value. And you will be able to install the plugin that creates these offer management systems on one domain. Now, on that one domain, you can handle 1 million clients if you wanted to, and you could create an unlimited amount. But the problem is that you might want to have more organization, or you might want to devote certain specific installations to different tasks, or hand them off to your outsource workers, or actually give them to the client to do themselves if you want to be less full service. So the silver gets 1 installation, and the silver gets all 6 of these bonuses. They get all the same training as the gold, but they get these 6 bonuses. The only bonus they don't get is the mobile offer wizard, which allows you to create offers for your clients in less than 2 minutes, and it's literally point and click, and it shows up perfectly on phones, and it has that tap to call function on the mobile devices, so they could scan it, it would pop up, and then they could tap a button and be calling the local business and claiming that offer. That's the silver. The gold, you are able to install it on 10 domains. And it only counts for what you use. So if you install it somewhere and then deactivate it, you can install it again somewhere else. You will get that license back. But this allows you then to hand this off to different outsource workers to have them installed on different blogs and manage them themselves. More clients can manage them themselves, all that good stuff. Plus you get all the training, plus you get all the bonuses, plus you get some updates, some extra special goodies that we're currently working on that are going to be added in the next few short weeks. And specifically, all the enhancements that we're going to create are mainly going to go to gold, the extra bonuses, the extra goodies, and that. Of course, if we ever update the software, everybody gets that. So you're covered there. So QRslip.com/special. Some questions. Some people have been asking, Jack, hey, I'm a member of Jack's Offline X Factor, or I think your offline private label club. Is there a special for me? And, that's a great question. We've been so busy, we never even thought about this. But I will tell you, Jack and I thought long and hard about the price point, and we honestly went back and forth saying, gee, I think $99 is too cheap in a sense. I think people might discount the value here, even at $199 for the gold package. So we have the number as low as we could get it, and still have this value and still have the incentive here to want to continue to develop this, to take this to the next level, to fully stand behind it, and to be excited about getting it in your hands. So this is the special. this is what this is. And I think Jack would agree that that's more than fair, because, Jack has his following, I have my following, there's some overlap here, but at the end of the day, when you combine Jack and Jason together and you create it from our software and his training and you put them all together and our team behind it supporting it, this is a good deal for you, and the fact that you're here on this webinar and being able to take advantage of it before this offer expires is even better. And by the way, if you want to know when this offer expires, because I saw some of those questions, qrslip.com/special. When you go to the page, right at the top, it will tell you when the offer does expire. Next question. Some people were asking about the one-time offer. So we do have a one-time offer, and it's completely optional. It would be one that if you hadn't seen it yet and hadn't got yet, I would strongly consider it. The way that it works is this. One time and one time only, we will allow you to use our rebrandable website builder. So you'll see it on the upsell. We literally have created a website that can go and be complementary to the QR slip. So you could literally walk into a business with this website and show them the website. The website already has an example of a working QR code that changes every single minute. So you could say, scan this now, and then a minute you could scan it again, and it shows them examples of offers that they could have. In addition to that, you can just put in your Aweber list if you're using Aweber, and it would automatically build your list and give away that rebrandable report for you. It has all the good calls to actions and all the sales stuff that our team created to help you sell this even easier and be even more hands-off with your website. And the beautiful thing about that, as you'll see on that upsell page, what do you have to do to set up this website? You literally fill out a form. You say, here's my name, here's my business address, here's my phone number, here's my email address, and optionally, if I have Aweber and want to build a list, here's my Aweber list. You push a button, and we build it for you in a second. So you can literally have a completely done-for-you website that is complementary, specifically built to enhance and help you sell your QR slip offer management system to local businesses. And it's done like in seconds. From now, you could have it up and running. The price normally for that is $29.95 a month, and that covers hosting, that covers maintenance, that covers updates, that covers the whole shebang. The one-time only special price is $19.95 a month, saving you $10 a month. And so basically for $9 more a month than you would pay for hosting, you get the hosting, you get the website, it's done, and it takes you less than a minute to fill out the form to set up, and the website's automatically created for you. And of course, you can just use our domains, or you can actually use your own domain if you wish to. You don't need it, and Jack sold plenty of these QR slip offers without a website attached to it. But some people feel more confident if they have the website to go with them because they could point to it. They could show people that. It takes less pressure off them. They don't have to create their own spec campaign at first. They can always create that later. They could just hit the ground running even faster, even quicker. You can try that out. If it's not for you, cancel. You're under no further obligation. All that good stuff, qrslip.com/special. Jack, I still got a ton of questions for you, man.
Oh, man, I'm finally looking at them. I'm able to come through here, and yeah, there's some great questions in there. There's a lot of folks asking about, can you use this in conjunction with the WP Mobile Pro? And, man, that's a great big fat yes for sure.
Yes, absolutely, or anything. So any regular mobile website builder you have is a perfect complement to this. If you don't have one, then the Mobile Offer Wizard is your go-to, your saving grace, because it's simple enough that you can point and click. You're not building full-on feature-rich mobile sites. You're just building coupons, but they work in a similar fashion. But yeah, if you already have Mobile Pro, you are in a damn good position. Because you are now going to be able to integrate the QR codes with full-on different mobile sites. So you could literally do something, and Jack and I do this, and I believe Jack talks about this in the training. You could scan a QR code, and when somebody scans a QR code, you could take them to a place that says, put in your email to get the coupon, right? Ooh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
And so now we're building an email list. Or if you have something like WP Text Pro, you could literally have them scan that, and they could say, put in your phone number to join our text messaging list. You can do anything you want. Depends on the offer builder that you're using to create these. The QR code itself can do anything you want it to do, and once it's created once, if you ever want to change the offers later, you can. So we might say, this week we wanted to give away a pizza, but then the next time it loops around, we say, well, let's change that. Even though it's the exact same QR code that's printed and put out there everywhere, we can still log in the back office, make one change, and get it going again. Hey, Jack, I'm seeing some questions. I would love for you to answer this.
Yeah.
mainly the difference between full service and self-service. What if I get customers or businesses who want to create and manage their own offers as opposed to just letting me do it?
Okay, well, here's what I'll tell you, and there's actually a pretty good tutorial in there that I did on pricing your services, where I go through the way you frame your offers. So here's what, if you're thinking about this from a what-if perspective, I can tell you you're spending a lot of time on what-if that probably not going to happen very often. I would say 95% of most businesses don't want to mess with it. They want you to handle it for them. Now, what they may want you to do is use their logo. They may want you to use, they may have a very specific offer that they want to use. And that's easy for you to do. And I'm telling you, it's as easy as little tricks. Anybody that's already got a Valpak coupon, they have coupons in the local newsletters or anything like that, you very easily, most of you probably already have a color scanner. If not, they're as low as $39, $69 now. A lot of times I just scan their coupons that they've already spent hundreds of dollars on the artwork and everything, and then I just bring them into Microsoft Paint or any free photo editor, and I can manipulate them into a mobile-friendly coupon or offer. So for clients that want to manage their own campaigns, really what you're doing is, remember, you're not a QR code salesperson. Don't position yourself as a QR code salesperson. You're a local marketing expert, a strategist, and what you're selling is the consulting with them on setting up their campaign calendar, setting up their marketing calendars. So you can certainly work with all different ranges of clients, from some that want you to handle everything to ones that want to have a lot of input into that. So you can handle any of those. And as you see how simple it is to set up that offer management, you can get on a call with them and run through the changes in the scheduling very quickly and let them make those decisions. But the one thing that has the built-in control is it is your domain. It's your offer management system. And if they don't pay, if they decide to go a different direction, you can cut that off in a matter of seconds. And unlike anything else, where if you're doing SEO for a business and they decide to stop paying you, it's very difficult and time-consuming, and in my opinion, a waste of time to go undo all the stuff that you already did. But with this, if you have a business that decides not to pay or go a different direction, literally all of their marketing materials, all of their print ads, all of their coupons, all of their refrigerator magnets, everything gets turned off at once at the precise moment you decide to turn it off. That's why we call this QR control. You are in complete control. I even go into training on showing you how to set up your own short URL so you don't have to rely on external sites like Bitly or anything like that. It really is about you having complete control over this. But yes, there's certainly ways for you to work with any range of clients from any kind of hand holding. But the one thing I want you to think about is, do you change your oil? Do you get your oil changed in your car? We all get our oil changed. How many of you do it yourself? I take it down and get it changed every 5,000 miles, but I'm never, looking over the window thinking, all right, I'm going to watch and I'm going to figure out how to do it myself next time. I got better things to do with my time, and you're going to find most business owners have better things to do than, well, let me see how you do this. I'm going to learn this QR code stuff. It's not going to happen. If it does, it's going to be an anomaly. So definitely don't let that be a what-if obstacle in front of you. But we do cover it.
Excellent. Hey, Jack, qrslip.com/special. I think people might have got rapidcrush.com/prize mixed up with the. Oh, that's okay. Me. I typed in rapidcrush.com/special. Sorry about that. It's qrslip.com/special.
Oh, yeah.
This is why Will can't go on vacation, because when he leaves me to do this stuff, if I ain't pitching something, talking about how great it is, then I don't know what to do. With that said, there's some really great questions. A couple I'm going to tackle, then I'm going to throw them back to you as well, Jack. One of the questions that I got a lot is there analytics tied to these QR codes? And here's my answer to that. And then, Jack, I would love to hear your answer. My answer is you could probably figure out a way to track scans and all that stuff. But honestly, clients do not care, nor do I care. They're paying me money. I'm making a QR code that's 15 times better of use than the QR code that they were using, and I'm saving them money, and I'm making them more money than they're paying me. So why complicate your life? Jack, I would love to hear your answer on the analytics question.
Yeah, and it's just like it's those what ifs that never occur. Yes, if that's what we built into the flexibility, and we talked about this, and we're not looking to handcuff anyone to use it just our way. We know that there's lots of opportunities, and we want you to take full advantage of any opportunities, especially the opportunity for you to color outside the lines and be able to make your own opportunities with this. So we've allowed, you can use third-party QR code generators. Right? We've provided one in there that to me is just the drop-dead simplest way to do it. But based on what your client's needs and requests are, not what ifs, but what their real needs and requests are, you have the flexibility to use anything. If they want some kind of special analytics that you know of this QR code generator that can provide that, then you can use that. You can still plug that into the QR slip offer management system. If you have a client that says, I really want one of those QR codes that I can put my picture in, or I want my logo in there, you can still do that and plug it right into the offer management system. Remember, we are not telling you to be QR code salespeople. The value of this system and this strategy is not the QR code. It's what happens behind the QR code. It's what you're able to do to control the behavior of that QR code. So yes, you have the flexibility to use any QR code. So if you have an analytics, a QR code system that does analytics, use it. You can use anything. You have that latitude. You can plug it in. We are mainly after the flexibility of being able to manage the sequence and the scheduling of these offers.
Awesome. Thank you, Jack. I was answering a question privately there. Here's another question I want to answer is, can we use an existing client's QR code that they already created? And I'll say depends. The answer is depends. So if you have a client who's created this QR code, because maybe he took it to a local print shop or whatever, and it's got his wife's face engraved on it, and he's so damn proud of that QR code, and he really wants to change it so it can be dynamic with our system, you could do it for him as long as whoever or wherever or however he created it has the ability to change the destination URL of the QR code. Okay, some of them have that ability, some of them do not have that ability. And here's the deal. So all you have to do in that case is change it to the WordPress page that you created. When you create a new offer management system for each client, it's assigned a URL. And that URL actually contains all the magical information behind the scenes that controls all the different time changes and offer managements and all that changes. So you just have to take any existing QR code where you can change the URL destination will work, and you can use existing QR codes, which, by the way, is a great strategy. Find clients who you can say you have these QR codes back end of them, and now they will automatically change from static to dynamic. In addition to that, though, the other side of the thing is, don't mistake this as simple redirect technology, okay? Because here's what a simple redirect can do for you. It can say, if you go to this URL, then instead take this person over here, right? So I can say, send them here to this URL if they go through here, right? Here's what redirects can't do with QR codes, besides our system. They can't say, up until 9 p.m. Central tonight, go here. Then at 9:01 Central, go here instead. And do that until 2 p.m. tomorrow, then go here, right? And then repeat the process over and over again. There is no technology in the world that exists that's for retail that I know of besides what you're seeing in front of you at qrslip.com/special. Most redirects are, if you're going to do that, you have to do it manually. And by the way, that's what we used to do. Easy Redirect Script allows you to do that manually. Some of these other things, some of these other systems out there allow you to do that. But every single time you want to change where that QR code redirects, somebody somewhere's got to log in and manually type out a URL, manually adjust it. So if you want something to expire at midnight, somebody better be waking up at midnight, rolling out of bed, logging in, and changing the URL, okay? How we work with clients typically is we set up months or years of content in advance in 1 half-hour setting, right? Click, click, boom, boom, done. We touch it once, and then the magic happens. We can specify down to the exact minute when things change if we want to, or we can just do it by day, we can do it by week, we can do it by a month, or a combination, right? That's the beauty of it. The real beauty of it is you don't even need the QR code. Just the URL alone. If we just said this has nothing to do with QR codes, only use this for yourself, for your own internet marketing business, it would be that powerful. Because you could tell people, go to this URL at this certain time for the special each week, or at this certain time. Between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m., we give the late night owl special offer, right? Bars can do this. Scan this QR code between midnight and 1 a.m. That's the only time you'll ever see the special, right? Guess what you do? You set that up once. It happens day in, day out. There's not a system in the world that would allow you to do that besides our system, where you could literally set a redirect to only happen for 1 hour. So if they scanned it before it was 1 a.m. or after it was 2 a.m. when the bar closed, right? You could just take them to the regular bar website, right? But for that 1 hour where they scanned it, ooh, nice. They get a special free drink, a last call drink or something like that, right? And there's so many applications, which leads to the next question. And I would love for you to answer this one, Jack. Do you talk about specific campaigns or give specific examples of what we can do for offers for our clients?
Oh, my goodness, yes, I do. And can I tell you guys something as well? This thing is chock full. In fact, Will and I were talking this morning. He's talking about how much training is in there. But can I tell you, I'm a glutton for punishment, so I've got more than I'm going to put in there. So I love getting this feedback because this is how things just automatically kind of appear extra even after you purchase for this stuff. So that's one thing to look forward to. But yes, about different campaigns, the best types of businesses. Jason talked earlier about businesses that are already using QR codes, and I want to make sure I clarify something. Those are the lowest hanging fruit. The ones that already have QR codes, you can instantly go and show them how the dynamic technology and the scheduling can benefit them. However, going into a business that doesn't have any QR codes is just it's easy to show them the power of this. Any business that's using refrigerator magnets, even if it's not a QR code, you can instantly get them to see the value. Any business that's sending out monthly coupons through Valpak, even if they don't have a QR code on them, they can see the value. Any business that is sending staff to walk neighborhoods and put flyers on doors on a weekly basis sees value in this. So that's when I say that there's businesses hiding in plain sight. There are so many businesses, you're hard pressed to think of a business that wouldn't be able to benefit from this. And I can tell you right now, I guarantee you some of you have already thought of different ways of using this. And once you sink your teeth into this, and once you think about this, you sleep on this tonight, when you've gone this and you've gone through the first part of the training or you've gone through a few videos, you're going to think, holy cow, I could use this for this. It's going to be really shocking. Jason, and we've talked a lot. Can I mention one little thing that about the cards?
Please do.
All right. So here's something just to show you that we're just scratching the surface of this. Let me ask you: is anybody here representative like send out cards or anything like that?
Oh man, you're giving everybody listen to this. What Jack's about ready to break down for you. It is amazing, and it's something that we're definitely working to add in.
Yeah, I want everyone to everyone that's a member of send out cards. All right, tell me how much of what kind of offer and what kind of benefit you could have to put out a card that has a QR code. Now I know send out cards has a facility for QR codes, limited. What if you had a card that would benefit that business year round? What if you had a card that says keep this and scan this monthly for your new offer. Scan this monthly for a new training video. Scan this monthly to let me keep in front of you. All year round. We have holidays coming up. People are ordering their holiday send-out cards. They're ready to order. What do you think the value, if you could say, oh, by the way, I have this extra special way of doing this that is going to blow you away. Can anybody see the value of adding that with a send-out card?
Right. Now people actually will keep your Christmas cards instead of throwing them in the trash.
Yes. That right there. So that's just one way that you could scratch the surface. That's what I'm saying. Once you get into this and once you start thinking about this, you're going to think, oh my, I could do this. Oh, believe me, we've only been on here. Well, we have actually been on here for what, over 2 hours. Scratch the surface of what the opportunities are with this and how different businesses can use this. But how many of you got it is that once you realized the power when you can explain to a business that they can change their offer on hundreds and thousands of local prospects in a matter of seconds. That is just, I'm talking about jaw-dropping conversation.
Yeah, that is brilliant. And that's definitely something we're moving towards. We want to get a direct partnership with Send Out Cards. So Send Out Cards themselves does this. So we're working on that aspect ourselves. But beyond that, something I do want to touch on, because a lot of people have had questions similar to this, Jack. It's either how do I help somebody in this specific industry or niche, or the other question, which I think is very synergistic with it, is what if my client doesn't have specials that often, or doesn't believe in specials, or doesn't like to do specials or discounts or deals? Great question. Remember now, we've done this with schools. And do you think schools are selling products and doing discounts? They are not, okay? Any niche, any industry that has continually current and up-to-date information that keeps getting updated is ideal, and they will love you for this because it will solve all sorts of managerial problems they have, and it will save them money on printing. So instead of having your kid come home every month at the beginning of the month with the whole calendar for the month of the activities, of when gym is, of when art is, of when music class is, of when the field trips are, and all that junk, right? What if you could have them opt in instead to bring home one little magnet or one little keychain with the dynamic QR code on it? It says scan at the first of the month to see the latest schedule, right? Then, ta-da, now you have a whole new world of clients you could deal with. Think about this. Let's take it a step further. How could you make those offers super duper easy? You could simply tell the receptionist or whoever works, the secretary at the school, email me your schedule. Scan it and email it to me, right? So they make the schedule just like they would normally for print. They just scan it. They email you the picture of it. You upload it into our system. It will spit out a URL. You stick that in there and it's done. Now you have the dynamic offer system. If they already have all the year's worth of school schedules, all 9 months of it, you can do it all in one setting. Say, send me them all. You sit down one time, plug those in. It'll take you about 15, 20 minutes. And now you have something where the whole year is handled for that school. How many schools could benefit from this? A lot. So if you have children, they go to school, pitch this at the next parent-teacher meeting, or contact the administration and let them know. My dad's a teacher. I'm going to have him try to sell the school that he teaches at. But there's also daycares. There's also all kinds of stuff. So think about insurance agents. How could insurance agents use this even if they're not doing deals, right? Very, very simple. I don't know about you, but my insurance agent every single other month is sending me something in the mail. Right? Like, you got home insurance, but do you also have this insurance? Or, this is coming up, and during the month of December, Christmas lights burn down lots of houses. Do you have fire hazard insurance, right? Could you not have something where it's informational every month based on what's most likely to be the type of insurance somebody wants to buy that month? That would be the updated thing that they would scan. And then you could send them your Christmas cards, because I don't know about you again, but think of all the people that send you insurance or the Christmas cards that are businesses, insurance agents, my car salesman who I bought my cars from, he sends me cards, right? Nobody should ever send out any card, whether it's a gift card, whether it's a printed season's greeting card, whether it's a business card, whether it's a baseball card. And there should never, ever be a card ever sent out again without at least a QR code on it, but ideally a dynamic QR code that's pre-programmed just like an email autoresponder to go out in advance that says, on these days, this thing happens. Jackie boy, still there?
Yes, I am.
Hey, have you looked at any of the questions when I went off on my little tirade there? Because I got behind on them now. I really wish Will and Dave were here.
Some of the people are asking about the scheduling and about, the hour and the minutes. And I'm going to tell you right now, one of the most powerful things to do when scheduling things minute by minute is when you're doing demonstrations, especially if you speak in front of a business group or anything like that. One of the most powerful things to do, and I like doing it with my shirt. You saw my shirt, and when I didn't have to scan it upside down and backwards, but when somebody can scan it, and then 1 minute later they scan it again and get a completely different message, and then scan it again a minute later and get a completely different message. When I say showing is far more powerful than telling, that right there is incredibly powerful. So any demos, any spec campaigns that we go through talking about building spec campaigns, I always suggest that you set them up to change every minute, because that's where the power is, when a business can see, look, I scanned this and it had buy one, get one free. Oh, by the way, scan it again and it has, kids eat free. When the question about what if the business doesn't like to do offers or specials or discounts? I actually have a restaurant that's like that. They don't like discounting anything, but they have events and they like promoting events. We're having, the 4th of July special, or this Friday night, bring your kids. It's parents' relaxation night. Kids get to watch a movie in the back. Those kind of things. Dentist office. How many of you, when you go to a dentist, do they give you a card with with your next appointment on there, with your next thing that for you to? What do you do? Well, I know where mine go. They go right on the refrigerator is where they go. And when you do that, but you add a QR code to it where it has it with a quickly scan if you want the dentist any information, especially now with the smartphones, everybody having either Google Maps or Apple Maps, to be able to scan that and immediately have the address and the navigation pop up. There's so many different ways to use this outside of just a coupon. Informational-wise, schools, like Jason said, schools have so many different activities. With the fundraisers, think about one activity QR code magnet that can be used across all the sports across the year. When football season's over, then that same QR code can let them know about the basketball schedule. It can schedule it all the way across. I've even working with some teachers that are doing it to put on the fridge so the parents can walk by and scan and see what that night's homework are. More and more teachers are doing things, going online with their lessons and their plans. But instead of sending home notes or sending home messages, a parent can just go to the fridge, scan it, and say, you got a science quiz on Thursday. Get off the computer. Turn off the TV. There's just sit down and think about it, and you're going to be amazed at the ideas that are going to flow through your brain tonight.
Yeah, I mean, even if you didn't have a single idea in your brain yourself, it doesn't matter, because Jack's given you all the things that he has done and our students have done to already have succeeded with this. So you don't even have to think of anything if you don't want to, although I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how many out-of-the-box opportunities you can apply it. Jack, here's a great question. I forgot about this one earlier. Where would we go to get these magnets made?
Oh, well, this is what's interesting. So you have a lot of different opportunities here. And rather than push you, towards one area or another, there's lots of ways. Inside, I show you how to do the spec codes, where I actually walk through Office Max and show you some of the different items I use. So spec codes are easy to do because you can go down to Office Max, Office Depot, and they sell blank business card magnets that you literally can print right on your printer. Business card size spec offers, cut them into their sections and peel the sticker off the magnet and paste it on so you have an instant spec magnet. Now, when you want businesses to, if you want to sell the magnets to business, and here's one thing, some businesses already have a relationship with the printer. If they're already doing table tents or any kind of mass print, a lot of times they have a relationship with the printer that can handle the magnet printing. If they want you to handle it, then you have a ton of different options. And I believe that's one thing that we'll be adding in there are some different options as we research different globally type or places that do this kind of printing nationwide. A lot of times, if they want me to source this, I'll direct them to a local printer that I have a relationship with. But there's a lot of different options with that. You can go through you can find somebody that prints them online and set up an affiliate agreement and make money that way by having them order their magnets through their affiliates. So you have the choices. Like I said, you can color outside the lines. A lot of them will have their own relationships. You can certainly fulfill that printing as well, or you can set up affiliate agreements with online printers and get paid that way. So there's a number of different options, and we're going to be putting some best practices and some resources in the members area on that as well.
Yeah, I love the fact with print on demand, the way that it is now, Jack, like anything you want to show any local business that can be done, you can spec it out in advance, and it will cost you almost nothing because you can get one thing printed, and as 3D printing gets even bigger and bigger, this is where the future's heading. So yeah, bottom line, I mean, we really we didn't even break down exactly all the stuff you get in the members area. It's been created to be modularized, so you don't have to watch everything. If you're already comfortable with QR codes, you can skip the first few modules. If you're not, they're there. But you can dive in and pick and choose exactly what you want to learn about first. We have every base covered, from how to get the business, how to locate the business, how to set up the offer system, different types of offer systems that work best for different types of businesses, pricing structures, sample agreement contracts, so you can have them sign on the dotted line if you want to. Examples of different ways that you can, even word-for-word scripts, even exactly what you say to businesses to get them interested, how to create your spec campaigns. All of that and more is there. It's taken care of for you. This would be a great little weekend project for you. Saturday is one of the best times to prospect local businesses, if you're not aware of that. Saturdays is one of the easiest times to sell on the local business because, first of all, you're not necessarily having to work in your own office. You're usually going out. People delegate Saturday and Sunday to go out there and do the stuff that they didn't get done for the week. In addition to that, people typically run their specials and their events and things like that, local businesses, during the weekend. So even if it's the weekend for you, I guarantee you, if you go out there, you can still win a client before the end of this weekend. But regardless, if you want to wait till Monday to get started, you can use the whole weekend to really get this down, to play with the system, to set it up, to demonstrate it, to try it out yourself, to create your spec campaigns so you can hit the ground running Monday. But you can, and it's very possible. A lot of our students have made money within the first week, not just once. But take a look at the woman earlier that we talked about. She wasn't sure of her value, so she sold the first one for $197, a typical internet marketer price, right? But by the end of the week, she sold her second one to a business for $1,000. That's a 5 times markup from client number 1 to client number 2. Now, here's the funniest thing of all. She had half the material you have when you sign up now. Because back then, when we were first creating this and beta testing it with students and stuff like that, the software was not developed to the point that it is currently developed at. At that time, we only had weekly redirects. That's it. We didn't have it customized down to the time frame that we have now, right? In addition to that, we didn't have all the training or the bonuses that we've provided now. And all of our students, that's true. All the people that we showed you, and we didn't show you all of them that made money. There were more. We just showed you a few of them. But none of them had half the stuff. They didn't have the bonuses that you had today, and the software wasn't as powerful as it is now. We used them to figure out exactly what the best bonuses would be to create and what the best features would be to add to the software to keep it simple, but make it most exciting for businesses and make it easy to fulfill those services for those businesses while still charging high prices. So qrslip.com/special.
David just put in that he sold his first one for $600. Right here in the question box.
Really?
Yep, sold his first one for $600. And let me tell you something. If you're afraid of, or you say, I don't have time, here's what I want you to do. Here's my challenge to you. This is my challenge. Pick a niche. Pick pizza, get daycares, and I want you to create a spec campaign. All right? A spec campaign so they can witness. Then what I want you to do is create a dozen of the spec magnets, refrigerator magnets, and go to and visit 12 pizza places, 12 daycares, whatever, and do nothing more than hand them this with the instructions on what to do and with call me if you want this for your business, and leave. And my challenge is to you is to try and not get a client your first week. That's what my challenge is to you. All right. You can do so much more. You can sell 1, 2 of these a day if you just went out and had the conversations. But if that's your fear, the Spec campaign, make it to where they can see it. It can be demonstrated, and just give it to them and follow up or let them know how to contact you to get one of their own. I'm telling you, it's this powerful.
I love it. I love it. This is so funny, Jack. One last thing I'll say, then I think we're going to wrap it up. We have that little QR code in the top right corner there, and I just threw that on there purely for decorative purposes. It wasn't built with our technology or any of that. It's just I stuck it up there just for fun, right? Just to make the presentation look cool. Throughout the time Jack was presenting this presentation today, lots of people were scanning this, and they were going, and they all say the same thing. I scanned this QR code, and it's taken me to a site that isn't mobile friendly. and I was like, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. That's a great example of what not to do. And I started thinking about it. I'm like, that was actually more beneficial to people than if we would have showed them a QR slip one up at the top corner right. I didn't want to give away our secret yet, so that's why I didn't use it, right? Now, here's the funny thing. How many QR codes out there right now that if you scanned would take you to a mobile unfriendly site? Meaning it's hard, if not impossible, to read the content on the site, meaning it takes forever to load, meaning there's all kinds of horizontal and vertical scrolling. Here's my informal research. About every 7 out of 10 QR codes I scan either do not take me to a mobile-friendly site, or there's a lot of cases where they don't work, period. They just don't work. Crazy, because people, I don't know what they do, but it just doesn't work. They get excited, they use the QR code, and then they forget about it, right? They're just like everything else when they try something new, a local business. And so with our thing, first of all, we show you exactly how to not only create the offer management system so the QR codes can change at will and you can pre-program them all in advance in a way that no redirect script in the world can do it, just like our system can, right? But in addition to that, we give you the tool, if you go gold with the mobile wizard, to make all your offers for your clients that you create perfectly mobile friendly. So when Jack says try not to sell one in a week's time, right? What you do is you can try not to scan a QR code that takes people to a mobile unfriendly site. If you find one, that's the perfect person for you, because they're using QR codes, but the place they're taking them to when they scan the QR code is mobile unfriendly. So if you do nothing more but just fix that and make it friendly for them, that alone would be worth $100, $200 to the business. And businesses would pay you that all day. But while you're in there, you say, hey, why don't we just make this better? Why don't we make this dynamic? Well, what do you mean? That's when you use the word-for-word questions that Jack has showed you earlier on this presentation and is also in the members area. So, Jack, I think it's about time we wrapped it up. Me and you have been working around the clock for the last 4 days on this just to get it in its best possible form to really make sure we had this so people could understand this and jam-pack it with as much value as possible. I think we succeeded. I think we deserve a much well-needed rest. But everybody who signed up, or if you're still thinking about it, sign up. You're not resting this weekend. You're going out there and you're scoring $500 check, $450 check, $700 check, $1,000 check. You're using this to get your foot in the door and getting that first payment, plus continuity, plus you can then upsell, as we do teach in the members area. So there you go. Have at it. Thank you so much for attending. Jack, amazing stuff. We will try to get this replay out as soon as we can, potentially even by tonight. So I will speak with you again shortly. Have a wonderful day, and may success find you.
Very good. Thanks, folks.